And hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Saturday. Happy D&D Day. We are Hard Knock Dice. I am Jonesy, your dungeon master for the evening, and these people surrounding me right here are your heroes for the evening and my best friends. Today we are going to be continuing our Across Eberron campaign. But real quick, any announcements? Anything cool? Anything? Everything? Nope, nothing. Oh yeah, 100 followers on Twitter. Not on Twitch yet. So drop a follow if you're listening to this right now. Help us get to 100. But yeah, 100 followers. Baby steps. However, we are going to get right into our recap. Last week, our intrepid group of heroes scouted out the marketplace, setting up in key positions all around the place as this circus started to commence, parading out into the streets, playing brass instruments and luring the townspeople into this circus. Looking around for a moment and seeing that the streets were deserted, in fact, the party decided to follow everyone in, Milo staying outside for a bit. Watching everyone file into the streets all but deserted, Milo sees an odd figure adjusting some fittings on the tent, the circus tent itself, it seems, and then realized that this place was shrouded in conjuration and illusion magics. Realizing what was going on as the shady figure sort of activated these crystals, come to find out on the outside, Milo realized that a massive transportation was about to happen. As he sprinted into the circus tent, alerted Kashik to the teleportation that was happening. Off the material plane they went, and to somewhere unknown. After a couple of these teleports and the circus revealing themselves to be less than altruistic, battling a two-headed T-Rex, some high-flying goblin trapeze artists, a fiendish ringleader of some sort, and a couple of bearded elven ladies. After of course a Space Jam-esque leap from Gorham, help from his brother Melgrim, into the air, a big hammer blow, and then a special beam cannon from Kashik, bringing this ringleader down. After ending the fight, our group of adventurers looking around, the townspeople sitting around in the bleachers seemingly falling out of the daze that they were in due to some hypnotic pattern on the ceiling, which has since faded as they come to consciousness and start bringing in their kids closer to them, looking around confused, start getting up and start like filing out of this circus place. However, the last thing that we left off on was the party sort of getting their breath and hearing from the backhand corner, "My baby! No, my baby!" That's where we left off. What would you guys like to do? Yes, they are. They are gathering, confused, seeing Iker and Gore on the floor and maneuvering their way around a giant wall of thorns. They are attempting to leave out of the front. Okay. All right, gotcha. Okay. Make a perception check for me. Stick your hand, stopping the people that are just sort of holding back from you. Sticking your head out of the tent. Looking around. You see the marketplace of New Kyrie where you were before. Oh no. Why? Why is it happening on the screen again? Sorry, Stacy. Okay, give me a second. Well, at least we only had that you're gonna stop that person. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to find what's going on. All right, guys, can you talk for me? Someone say something.
Hello.
Okay, there it is.
Hello, man. We've been friends too long. I was also going to say boot scoot boogie.
All right. Gandalf, you run over to the entrance of the tent, stop anybody from leaving to make sure that you are still in fact, or at least back to New Kyrie. You look around, and you are in the streets of you look out and you see the street of the marketplace of New Kyrie.
Yeah. Well, I would wander too far. That was really weird, and I'm sure some people would want to ask questions of
Please move. And you see someone's like shove past you and like get out of here. They don't want to be in this tent currently.
Squint, but like whatever. I was like, okay, they're not wandering off to their imminent demise. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
I kind of call out the Gandalf and like, hey, stop them from leaving. Everyone's here potentially could be part of the circus or could be trying to escape. They're all suspects.
How many people are trying to leave?
All of them. You have about
hit everybody here.
you have about 85 people just filing past you right now with kids under their arms and everything else.
What do you want me to do?
Shit.
There's a lot of motherfuckers. Hey, are any of you child traffickers? Yell at them. No.
Jesus. Jesus.
High stress situation right now.
Never mind.
Okay.
Okay. I will try to look around and make sure, trying to get closer to the area and maybe like get up on one of the stands or something like that and try to see if I can make sure or keep an eye that if I can catch any of the people that were running the circus trying to leave. I know that there was like that one nice guy who seemed like he might have just been a normal dude that just had a job. Like if there were any more of those people that might be trying to dip out, because I know I definitely would in their situation.
Okay. You do see that same guy back there, sort of at this point shaking his eyes, goes back for his lollipop, the last few bites that he has on it, sees one laying on the sort of bleacher sitting right there, goes and grabs that one too. Well, y'all know who's supposed to be paying me?
Shit.
Should be paying us.
Well, I'm broke. That's why I took this job.
Before I forget, I'm gonna grab the diamond heart of my homunculus where it got smackaroonied.
Okay, you go to this rubble that was your homunculus. Two crossbow arrows through each of it. Little mechanical twitches as you walk up to it. Grab its little diamond heart. You just hear one last time as you pick up the diamond.
Fat yikes.
I'm just imagining it looking like that thing from Titanic.
Gorm's gonna use his divine sense. It lets me detect good and evil.
Okay.
So I can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet. Do I sense anything?
You sense the remnants of the thing right beside you, like residual fiendish energy of the thing right beside you, as well as residual fiendish energy from the two bearded elven ladies. Other than
But
that,
no extra parties.
no extra parties, it seems. After a moment of you guys sort of sitting around, standing around here, you see the back of the, you see coming through the front, Gandalf, right near you, a couple of the King's Guard and other town guard filing in, looking around. just sort of looking at everything on the floor, all the bodies and whatnot. What?
If you have enough manpower to stop everybody that is currently leaving, at least for a little bit, that would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, there are children going missing in this tent, and
Yes.
it's also teleporting.
There were fiends. It was terrible.
He sort of leans out and says, "Stop as many as you can. Round them up." We should be able to pretty quickly sort through towns. We should be able to pretty quickly sort through townspeople and anyone else. That shouldn't be much of an issue.
While they're interacting with the guards, I'm going to take my kestrel and start searching the exterior tent where the people had been prepping and stuff.
Okay. So on like the second layer of like, okay, yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Nat 20.
Nice. Okay. Sick. Very well. And he says, sort of the Gainwin just talking to you. I'm sorry, the guard talking to you, Gainwin, since you're sort of the first one right there. We shouldn't.
First impression.
I have a lot of questions, but I'm not going to be the one asking them.
Awesome.
Shit.
Yes.
And then sort of running past you, Gainwin. I can't find my child, the woman from the backhand corner. I can't. And he sort of calms her down. It's like, looks at you, Gainwin. Stick around. I don't think that should be an issue. And these King's Guards start fanning out, going around the back and everything. Milo, your kestrel starts at one point of the tent and starts going around, looking for anything in particular, or just looking.
I mean, obviously not looking for mundane circus stuff, but
right.
Anything fiendish in nature, any clue as to where the children may have gone, information, anything magical or demonic.
Okay. You think Gorham's spell would have gotten anything fiendish or demonic in nature?
I don't know he was casting it. So.
But as your kestrel sort of looks around, you're with a natural 20, you actually well, you know it, and give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, no, that's a 3. You see very poorly hidden and opening up the back flap of the tent leading out of the exterior and towards the wall of the city. You see the guy you recognize as the one who had brought out the two-headed Rex originally has disappeared into these back curtains, has some sort of black case in his hands, and bolts out of the back tent.
After him full speed.
Okay, do you say anything to anyone else?
I will shoot a message to Kaushik saying,
you ought to
found
just
one
talk.
of them, I'm on the chase.
Just use your words.
Just use your words.
Y'all are all in like a 40-foot area right now.
You might not want the guy to know he's following it.
Oh, I thought I was out in the outer tent.
Your kestrel is.
Oh, I thought
you
we
are
both
not.
were.
No, you're not. You're still in here. You said you sent your kestrel over.
Oh, I thought I was saying for me and my kestrel.
Right now, about the furthest one away from you is Gandwin, who went to the front of the tent. Everybody else is sort of standing around trying to get their bearings right now. Gorham's doing his spell.
In that case, I will just shout,
Found one. He's running out the back.
Yeah, I will start running.
Yeah,
I will take off as well.
All
I will
as
running.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just try
I
and
have key left.
get through one of the flaps and Kestrel chasing him just so I can keep track.
Okay.
As a 50-foot fly speed shouldn't be an issue.
How long does haste last?
1 minute, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. No. In order for you to look around the whole thing, that's worn off by now. However,
I will cast Expeditious Retreat on myself to double my move speed, though.
Yeah, absolutely. As you yell this out, Milo, your friends take off running, casting Expeditious Retreat on yourself. You outpace them. The rest of you that are running along, guards are running along with you as well, and bolt upon hearing Milo scream this. Milo, I mean, it's not going to be much of a contest. He's a bigger, burlier guy, but he's not a sprinter by any means. You catch up to him without issue.
Does he ever get within 60 feet of me?
Well, you don't really have line of sight on him. All you really hear is Milo yelling this out. Milo burst out the back flaps of the tent. The rest of you running out behind, and that's where we'll say this is. But Milo, probably no more than 40 feet out of the tent, you catch up to this guy. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast web on him.
Oh, okay.
That'll work.
Cast what?
Web.
Web.
I had it as a prepared spell.
Let's.
Hook him up to the internet.
Spyron Man.
All right. You just say Spider-Man.
The spider guy.
Spyron Man.
What's the save on that?
Spider-Man.
Dex save. This will
it
go
would
well
be-
for him.
Yeah, no, strength. Wait, no, that's for breaking out of it once you're caught.
He is
It is
caught. He rolled a natural 7.
Oh, okay, cool.
As he does, he sort of gets held down by this web and gets to one knee. This black and sort of clutches this black case in his hands closer to his chest. Sort of starts struggling against this web. At this point, you guys have made your way up to him. I'll give him 1 save. What's your spell DC?
It is 14.
14. Okay. He does break free of it as he's doing this. As you guys are, and the guards are walking up and kind of like squatting around, is when he sort of breaks free. Right. Let's not do anything hasty.
And it is difficult terrain around him for 30 feet in every direction.
He does not move his feet. He stays where he is.
How close are we to him now?
You guys are surrounding him at this point.
Around the web. 'Cause I'm one step in that.
Yeah.
I presume he's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Who cared to explain herself?
Yeah. What's in that box?
Looked valuable, so I took it.
Insight check.
Yeah, go for it.
Nat 1. It doesn't matter.
Seems good enough.
Also nat 1. Hey!
That makes
Let me
sense.
give it a shot.
That makes sense to me. Fair enough.
I rolled an 18.
Okay. Ganowin and Artium, you think this guy is lying to you. He knows exactly what is in that box, and he plans on using it against you probably in the next few moments. Kaushik,
Just hold them in my hands.
with an 18, this man is terrified what is in this box, but he does believe that it is very valuable.
Wait, he's scared of what's in the box?
Yeah, he is holding it ever so gingerly.
Hand it here.
Careful, Milo, careful. He seems a bit delicate. Be careful.
He's going to use that thing against you. Watch out.
Yes. I say put down the box, but I'm going to put 3 knives in you.
Take it, fine, just be
Right.
careful with
Right.
I should
Well,
have-
I don't want to trip. And he like beckons at the web. I don't want to trip. I'll give it over. I'll give it over willingly. But I don't want to trip here. You don't want me to trip
Look
either.
around. Right. No.
I will release the web spell.
Okay. As you do this, he ever so gently and slowly, just looking at it like Gadwin, hands on knives, and the guard, who is now starting to walk up to them now that they can. They were holding back for the web spell, but gently places it on the ground, holds both of his hands up, and starts backing away into the town's guard behind him. He's not attempting to flee. He's like backing away from you guys slowly from it, just sort of. Be careful with that if I was you. Some of the guard takes his hands and wraps his hands up behind him.
You're gonna tell us why we need to be careful.
Well, you see, we used to have 4 trapeze artists. That made it not so. Now we were down to 2. I just be careful with it. The guard starts stepping up and gingerly picks up the box. Right. And about
Where
this.
are the children?
What? I'm not on the logistics side of things. I really just handle the beasts.
4.
I'm gonna punch him.
Did he say beasts with an S?
Yes, he did. Roll an attack roll with advantage. He's restrained currently.
Oh, first was a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Punch. Did 5 damage.
Jesus Christ. You donkey punch the shit out of him as a couple of guard come. Understandable, but no. Not here,
Do you
not
want
now.
your kids back or not?
There's a way we do things here, and that is not it. Not
And
at,
that's why you don't have
at
your
least
kids
not in
back.
the open. I don't answer
We can go
you.
back in the tent.
Were there any others? Are there any other? Yay, you beast guy. There any other people that work for you, for them, it, whatever it was?
Well, there were. Pretty sure you left them all on the ground. Wait,
Any that are still alive, beside you.
you killed my Rex, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
No, he didn't kill
Well,
him.
we're not sure about
I don't know. It was there, then it wasn't. I have no
Somewhere.
idea.
It was getting stabbed to death by a group of trolls and goblins last I saw it.
Bad tracks.
Where do the teleportations go?
Right. Like I said, I don't really handle the logistics part of it. I'm just handle the beasts. At about this point, you hear a couple of horses riding up. You see 2 men that you recognize. You see Prince Orgev and his sort of right-hand man and consultant riding up, along with about 6 more Kingsguard as well. Orgev himself hops off. Seems like we're having a little powwow. Cats got your tongues. Well,
I'm going to just kind of like walk over to Crowley and just sort of say quietly to him, "This guy knows something. Can you talk to anyone to see if we can question him later? It seems like talking to him now is not going to really be too productive."
you trying
Crowley's,
to whisper this to Crowley? You trying to whisper this to Crowley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody else is speaking up, so.
I will do my best.
Well, you see, the circus was trying to not only take a bunch of kids, but also, I don't know, presumably a bunch of the other people that were in it.
And
It
the
teleported multiple times. This is very unsettling.
And perhaps was taking children from point to point.
That too.
Right. Have you got anything from him as he turns to his Kingsguard sort of surrounding this guy? Have you got anything from him? Don't really say. They've been asking him some questions, but he's, from as far as I can tell, he doesn't know too much. He did have this on him though, and comes up with the black box. He seems to be quite scared of the contents. Something dangerous, I suppose. The consultant stands, sort of comes up, beckons out for it, grabs it gingerly, pops the top of it off sort of carefully. Closes it a bit. You're scared of Cruciferous crystals. Right, well, I'm not sure exactly what they are. I just know they make a decent explosion. They do seem to be reaming with some sort of energy. Probably best to see what these are. Prince Orgev speaks up one more time. Right, well, take him in. I want to question him myself.
I can take a look at those crystals if you like.
And you are?
Engineer, Sharn. My name's Milo.
Reaches his hand. At this point, they the Kingsguard are manacled this guy and start walking away with him, back further into the city.
Mental command to the Kestrel to keep an eye on him.
Sure. Yeah. Kestrel flies off and chases after them. Very well. I am quite gifted with the arcane myself, so however, I will not turn down any help. Perhaps it is the best, especially if he is not lying and they are dangerous. Perhaps it is best if we get to a bit safer place. As he sort of looks around and you guys are just sort of standing in dry, dead grass and it's cold and outside.
Sounds good to me.
Right. And Crowley will step up and say, "My prince, I am a native from here. These people with me have helped discover children that have been taken in the past months. You might have heard of us. We sent forward some children from Karnath recently."
I did hear as much. That was you.
Yes, my prince.
Your name is
Crowley.
Crowley.
Caiaphas Crowley.
Caiaphas. Pleasure. Yes, we have been looking into this issue for some time. It's unfortunate that some people are easily persuaded to let outsiders in, and he sort of looks over to his right, over his shoulder. I will find out who, and turns to you, Milo. I am Yashar. You, Yashar Vasim, consultant to the king. There seem to be some conflicting titles here.
I thought it was like the prince was still there. It's cool.
No. They are one and the same person.
Oh, okay, cool.
If you will,
Pleasure to meet you.
I will be
Mr.
taking to
Vasil.
these with the. Did we get his name? Not yet. With the prisoner, and after the interrogation, I will be taking these down to the guardhouse as well, so they can be kept under lock and key. We can meet there and talk.
Excellent. I have some equipment that could help us with looking into it.
He opens up his robe a little bit, opens up a pouch, turns it horizontal, and sort of just disappears into the pouch itself. Very well. He turns and walks away. Slight bow to the king before he does, or to Orgev before he does. Yeah, we have been looking into this issue for some time. If you've also been tracking these people down, I would love to talk to you as well. I had a brief glance into the tent, and it seems you're at least somewhat capable. Which one is the dwarf that can fly?
More of a duo.
Yeah. More. I threw me brother in the air and he took the rest.
Oh, I thought a dwarven spellcaster would. Anyways.
Oh.
Living up to your reputation, I suppose. However, we will be taking him to the guardhouse. It looks to you, Artyom. You are welcome to question them after we are done.
Thank you.
Surely. Perhaps we will have him softened up for you by the time you're ready. If there's anything else,
Not at all. Thank you, my prince.
rides away.
I'd like to walk over to Crowley and just. You think you can do that thing where you make dead things talk to some of those guys we killed?
I most certainly saved myself so that I would be able to.
Wonderful.
Layla, before you go, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, can you do that to things that aren't people? Like
It would-
demons?
It would be a new experience, but I have enough oomph in me to try.
Good shit.
Okay.
Deal.
Milo, do you know how this teleportation works? Does it seem like it was a device, or the?
I was in the process of looking into that when I saw the guy running out the back. I can get back to looking into that for the time being until it's time to meet with Mr. Vasil about those crystals.
Yeah, I was thinking if it had some sort of automation to it, or just went to the same places and then came back to where it was, we might be able to, I guess, sort of like recycle through them and see where the children might be.
I'll see what I can do.
And that being said, I will get back to my investigation of the tent.
Right. A moment, Milo, and he's gonna draw his cloak.
Yes.
We need to all go in there and find whatever bodies we can. You were one of the few to find them quickly. We need to find the ones that might know what they're doing. So the ringleader and anyone else. Gorham, can you perhaps
Yes.
do your zone of truth, or are you tapped out?
Let's see.
Thinks real hard about how much energy he used in that fight.
Right, let me pray real quick. Just
Jones,
let's
while
get
he's
this
thinking, I have a
going.
question.
Yeah, what's up?
I noticed the teleportation crystals, right? Because I tried to destroy them.
Yeah, you tried to dispel them.
Is that something I can bring up to Artyom?
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
Since he asked. Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, he was the one that stopped you from dispelling
I mean,
it.
I know, but did he know what I was trying to dispel? Like, does he know that the crystals are what's making the tent teleport?
Right, but as
Do you
far as
do?
a mechanism that was setting them off, or someone casting a spell, or how that functions.
You need to get them GPS coordinates.
That's kind of
Right.
what Milo is
Right.
looking into right now. So if one of you wants to assist him, I believe you already have advantage on Arcana checks, but yeah,
I
still
can assist him. That's why I was kind of going to go with him, but
yeah.
This is
Crowley.
the investigation checks
Aye.
already.
I'm pretty well tapped out, so
I understand.
and also Gorm's gonna kind of elbow his brother. I can fly. You see what he said?
Oh yeah, you can fly with help, brother.
I'll jot that down for the next song. It wrote
60
itself.
feet vertical leap.
Yeah, I threw you 30.
I mean, if we're being technical, all he has to do is jump up into the air and then use Misty Step, and he technically is flying, because he'll go at least 30 feet up, maybe 31. I don't know how he can jump on his own.
That's just a big jump.
30
You
seconds.
still fall back down. I think
I
flight
got one
requires you
good
to
dunk in
stay
me.
in the air.
All right, but no, with that, he's gonna. If you guys wish to come with me, and he's gonna make his way back to the big top.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gorm will follow Crowley.
I'm going in
I'm
there
going-
starting to drag together all the corpses of things that we murdered.
Obviously, we don't want to talk to the trapeze artists. Who knows? Maybe they're the true masterminds behind everything.
You said that there were like sub tents or like a surrounding tent around the big one, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'd like to go through there and start essentially rummaging through everyone's shit to see if there's any information of what's going on.
Okay.
I specifically want to try going back out of the tent where you go through the what is the dinosaur, the dragon toy thing that you
Oh,
go
yeah.
through.
Mm-hmm.
Get the bed.
Because I know we were teleported at the time, but I do want to see if there is anything going on in that area where we were pulled through from inside of the dragon.
Okay.
And while they're doing that, I know Milo brought up investigation. I'd like to investigate as well. Make some investigation checks.
All right. All right. Are you assisting Milo, or are you looking for something else?
Milo, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for stuff relating to the magic of the teleportation.
Yeah, I'm looking around for the trying to see how like where they might have been guided, and then take. Actually, I'm just checking to see, make sure no one has like a device on them, button, teleport.
Okay.
Probably same thing.
All right. Yeah, it's sort of the same thing. So Milo, go ahead and give me an Arcana check. And if I don't answer your question, we'll go from there.
Correction, checking bodies. There we go.
Okay.
22.
22. Okay, as you're sort of going around, these crystals are now inert. There is no energy going to them. You're looking around, and they seem to be just some sort of more so amplification device more than anything. It seems like the source of the teleport was coming from somewhere else. You would assume the ringleader.
I will relay that to Crowley via message.
All right, well, Crowley.
Kind of like as I'm a running dialogue as I'm making these findings.
Crowley's going to begin searching the ringleader and the others, like check to see if they have anything on them or that could be either magical or important.
Okay.
Is there any way I can either via Arcana check or the identify spell in some combination find out if there's like residual leftover data or whatever to find out what planes we had traveled to?
I'll say that's a tough one. That's a good question. I'll say give me an Arcana check with advantage because you're going to be using identify magic to do this. So give me an Arcana check with advantage.
All right, that is
Fairly high DC because you're going off of residual magics. Go ahead.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. Based off of the just piecing together all of the information from Kaushik and RTM who were outside, you did cross planar boundaries at least once. You're not getting specific locations, but you know that you crossed planar boundaries at least once and then teleported somewhere onto the material plane twice.
Gotcha. But no clue as to what that other plane may have been.
Not with that check, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
Crowley
Material twice, you said?
Yes. Crowley, as you investigate these bodies, sort of looking over them, you do realize that and Ganowin is sort of moved. Ganowin, you've moved the parts that you can move of the bearded devils because they're the smaller ones. The larger fiend would take you and someone else to move. Plain and simple. He's sort of still crumpled.
I'm kind of like moving them in that like can't move the fiend, so move the other bits. I'm moving the trapeze artist anyway, just in case.
Okay.
We decide to talk to them. Not that there's much left, I don't think. But
as you're sort of doing this, you've seen this happen before, when you've killed a fiend, as his body starts flaking and ashing away, and as you move, the bearded devils are sort of sinking, dissolving into a pool of sludge.
Crowley, if you're going to do this, I think you need to do it now.
Cast, is there anything there to cast on?
Hey.
Or is it a slow?
Yeah, it seems to be leaving this realm fairly rapidly. Let's see. For funsies, let's look up Speak with Dead. I assume that's what you're casting.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just need a corpse.
You know, its casting action is one action, so yeah, I'll give you 1 minute IRL time. You get 5 questions in there, then you got 5 questions in there. Tell me who you're casting it on real quick.
The ringleader.
All right, go.
Where does the teleportation go? How do I control it? Where are the children? Who do you work for? Where?
You still have to give me time to answer.
Listen, you said 1 minute. We're shooting here, buddy.
You have to give him time to answer. Is how we're working this. I'm gonna add 15 seconds on there.
Dunk.
Go.
Well, okay. How do you control the magic for the teleportation device?
I control it. You know what I'll just say is, he speaks up, comes back to life just as flamboyant as he did in his previous life. He says, I control it.
How can I take control?
Use your own teleportation magics.
Who do you work for?
Not counting against your time.
Bocephus Brown. Gasp.
Morpheus.
I work for the devil himself.
You said the devil himself, right?
Correct.
Okay. Where on this plane did you take the children? I just assume there's on this plane. I don't know for sure.
Right.
I don't know that he's been taken to different planes.
Well, now that would just ruin this little cat and mouse, now wouldn't it?
True. Just to double check real quick, time.
Sure.
Someone brought up the Shadow Realm, right? Or the Dark
Shadow Realm.
OOC.
No,
OOC, we brought it up.
Okay, OOC, y'all brought it up. Okay. What Dark Realm did you take us to first?
Well, just come and find me there. He dies.
I freaking golf club that thing away.
In a well, he probably weighs about 800 pounds.
Yeah. Probably less. He's probably like flickering away. But...
Oh yeah, at this point you're right. He's probably very thin. And he dramatically dies and then ashes away.
All right. So what other bodies are they also flaking away? What other bodies are there?
The bearded devils are flaking away as well. The goblins are piles of bone, and the Rex is no longer with you guys.
He's no longer with us.
Yeah,
He's
I
no
was
longer with us.
asking one particular question because I know you could lie or.
And Jesus, I can't. The puppet master is also flaking away currently.
God damn it.
I have a question.
Yes.
You remember when I finished the ringleader off and his head exploded?
Yep. He's answering from his throat hole.
Okay.
That's all we needed.
This man's
That
talented.
doesn't require
Hell yeah.
Very talented.
That's why he's so loud. It's like one of those loudspeakers.
Mhm.
Just out of his throat.
As he talks, you know, in cartoons when the loudspeaker moves itself, that's what's happening with his open neck right now.
Ew.
So the bodies that are remaining corporeal right now, Crowley, are unfortunately the goblins.
Okay.
I say unfortunately because you guys said you didn't want to question them, so or that it would not be preferable.
Well, yeah, they're just. I mean, we could question them, but I'm sure they'd tell us like how they did their act or where they studied if we really wanted to know.
I don't know. Did that
Can
seem
be deceiving.
that seem particularly enlightening to you?
We know that he's not truly dead. That's
Well, shit.
enough.
Is that the thing for all like demons or whatever? Because that other guy also said he'd be back or whatever.
I believe so.
The one beneath Flamekeep, he was kind of pissed.
He works with the devils. Or did he say the devil? What did he say, Jones? It was
He said,
the
"I
devil.
work for the devil themself."
The devil himself. Well, that can be construed many different ways.
Wait, did the puppet master already fade away into nothingness?
He's like in the process.
Can I run over to him real quick?
Sure.
Can I cast Gentle Repose on him?
You would know that spell wouldn't really work on a fiend like this. This is kind of what they do when they die
Yes,
on.
corpse or other remains.
Right. Let's see. Let's look up Gentle Repose.
You touch a corpse or other remains for the duration the target is protected from decay and can't become undead. The spell also effectively extends the time limit on raising the target from the dead, since days spent under the influence of the spell don't count against the time limit of spells such as Raise Dead.
Right.
I don't
Fiend,
think you can raise fiends though.
a fiend is a little bit different
I
in
ain't
the
trying to raise
sense.
nobody.
I know.
In the sense that this is just the equivalency of their soul returning back to whatever plane that it's from. So
Nope.
you could preserve the vessel maybe, but there would be nothing left behind. Why not?
Kind of like a puppet.
Think kind of like Dresdenfall style, where their bodies aren't made of like actual corpse. They're goo. I guess that'd be my thought.
Okay, never mind.
Just put demon in a jar.
That's gross. So,
This
works
is the
like-
this
are
is
there
the
any other
second.
humans or humanoids that we're working with them aside from the idiot and the Beastmaster?
There's 2 thugs, I thought, right off the bat.
I haven't seen anybody else.
The thug that you're talking about, Crowley, was the Beastmaster and the one that Milo saw going around, sort of just turning the crystals on the side.
Turning the crystals on the side.
Milo, after investigating, would just see that this was to put them in alignment with the tent itself, to make sure that they are amplifying the teleportation spell correctly.
Are those crystals still there, or
Yeah.
With magical energy, are they inert?
They're inert currently. They look just like a large version of a spell casting focus.
Would I'm sorry, would Milo, if he was going around to all the crystals, would he have seen those 2 dudes that Kaushik and Artyom handled?
No, because those 2 dudes were left behind.
Okay, I didn't realize they were all the way outside.
Yes,
Okay,
they were outside.
Okay, never mind.
Are how are the crystals mounted with the tent?
They're
Is
just
it,
like inlaid in brass.
Are they like mounted into the pole, or are they like clipped on there, or what's going on?
Yeah, you come to these like large brass, like conjoining where the crystals are just sort of inlaid in there, and he has locked them into position like a sort of twisting joint. As far as this, if you're looking to remove it, you could probably just remove the entire joint.
Yeah, that's what I was looking to do.
Go for it.
Yep, you get all those.
They are quite heavy.
I will be setting them down nearby.
Okay. You pulling them out of their sort of bronze casing, or are you just leaving the crystals in the bronze casing?
I mean, if we can keep the casing too, preferably that as well.
Yeah. I said you could remove the whole joint. That's not an issue.
Go ahead and mark that.
Okay.
How many are there?
4, 1 on each side.
Crowley's gonna pull himself up and oh yeah, I checked the bodies, right? There's nothing that didn't flake away on them or anything, Jones.
Yeah, no, you check the bodies. There are some say some gold bands on the ringleader that were just sort of decorative, like decorative arm bands and a thigh band that Gorham grabbed a hold of.
If I had removed them, they didn't flake away, did they? They're still...
Yeah, no, you still got them. They look like little, like, what's that game? Like horseshoe, but not horseshoe, just a little golden ring.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. They're like at festivals and stuff. You trying to throw it on like little
And,
cones.
and
Yeah.
these and
Ring
these were
toss.
his, right?
yeah, yeah.
I'll hold on to that.
Okay.
But Crowley will, like, once he's put it in his satchel, pull himself up, and then he's like, "We should check on Lydia and warn her parents that there is far greater danger in this town than they originally were aware of."
That makes sense.
But I do not wish to split us up, so we will finish here for now. But
What do I find in the back with an 18 investigation?
You're looking around on the back. You're finding a lot of circus prep stuff. I mean, you see Milo and like breaking these large crystals off, and that's about the extent of it. You do find sort of in the corner behind where the Rex was, large portions of meat and feed and various things to take care of this big beast. But interestingly enough, no cage. You continue walking around, you see a couple of the not armoires, we discovered this word last time and I can't remember it again, but where the bearded elven ladies were combing their beards, you sort of rummage through them. They're vanities, there you go, there's the word again. Rummage through those. There's just mundane items in these things. There's nothing really that's catching your eye on this outer circle.
All right.
While they're looking, if I remember correctly, Abet went elsewhere, right? And Lydia was with her mother in the festival
Correct.
around town. Okay, I do want to send a text message to Lydia's mother. I want to use sending and just let them know. I want to say, make sure you keep Lydia close. Things are getting dangerous here. We'll catch up to you ASAP.
Okay.
Send away.
A moment passes by and she responds to you. My friend has made their way back and has told me strange things were going on in the marketplace. I am glad we decided not to go to celebrate. Thank you. That's it.
Right, and I'll let the squad know, Crowley at least. If I can't tell the whole squad since they're all doing different things, I'll let Crowley know that I told Lydia's mom to just be careful.
yeah, Crowley's probably standing around and he's like, "Thank you, Gosh."
Absolutely.
After not finding anything in the back, are there any other parents aside from that one that are currently missing children from the circus?
That was the one that you guys had found. You would assume that there would be multiple people probably scrambling and looking around. But that was the one that you found. She's no longer in the tent. It seems that the guard have pulled her elsewhere to question, console, realizing that her child may be gone forever. So,
if I'm not mistaken, I think I personally saw at least 2 children that went in and did not come out.
Correct. You were investigating the dragon in the back, right, Kaushik? Okay.
Yes.
I'd like you to make an Arcana check for me.
I don't think I add anything to it, do I? No. 15.
15?
Mhm.
Not bad.
Not good.
The magics on this dragon are still in effect. It seems like this wasn't something coming from an exterior source. It seems like this thing is enchanted to do what it does. So far, the effects that you have observed are that it turns things invisible for easier transport, probably. I'll say, Gorham, you, as you see, watching Kaushik sort of look over this thing, you look over to Artyom as he's rummaging around in the back. You looked back at that thing, and you're like, for a moment, Artyom's face was unrecognizable. You could not picture Artyom's face in your head. as if he was a memory that you could not place. As a matter of fact, what was that guy's name?
Do I still not know his name? Or did it come back?
No. Seeing him now, your memories of him are restored. But the timing of it from him entering, it seems to have something to do with it.
Yeah, I'll you said it was our team I saw go in there, and then I didn't remember who he was.
Correct.
Yeah, I'll go our team.
Yeah.
When you went in there, after you came out, I didn't recognize you for a second. Like something in my head didn't connect.
Yeah, it was a dog. It was a little pup.
Right now.
What do you mean right now? You forgot who I was, or?
Yes.
So there's
Kaushik, I'll say you hear this conversation.
For a moment, I didn't know who you were.
There's some kind of magic. I know at least I've personally seen it. It made me invisible. It's made others invisible as well. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but there is some kind of magic fueling this dragon toy.
All right. Well, I'm going to squeeze in there again, and then I'm going to pop out and see if you know who I am.
No, I'm very interested now. I'm gonna watch this.
I'm gonna wiggle my 6.5 foot tall ass in there. Yep. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I still have blood all over this.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, a charisma saving throw?
Correct.
Evil minds, bow.
I would like everyone else to make a wisdom saving throw for me that is observing this.
Oh,
that.
Don't forget your +3 from Gorham if you're nearby.
That's 18 with a +3.
I rolled a 4. Oh wait, hold on. Let me see if I add to it.
It's a lot of optimism.
You said a wisdom saving throw?
Correct.
I rolled a 9.
First time rolling the Crowley dice. Nat 20.
16?
15.
One, Artyom, you don't go invisible. That seems like the magic's not working. Melgrim, Gorham, and Kaushik, you're watching this happen, and then you don't really remember why. And who's that in the dragon?
So do I make it out the other end, or
Yeah.
just happening while I'm still wiggling through?
Yeah, this is happening while you're still going through, but they're just sort of sitting there watching you about halfway through at this point, just sort of. And then you realize you don't know why you're doing this, and you don't realize why you're watching a stranger.
Do I notice all this with my?
You can say with your passive insight that you're seeing just looks of confusion come across the three of their faces.
Is he another worker?
Crowley's like, it obfuscates them.
Oi, it's dangerous in here. You should get out of here. What are you doing? I thought everybody left.
Artyom, come here.
Yeah. My name is. My name is Bob. You do not know me, but I work here.
After he comes out the other end and faces you guys, I'll give you a wisdom saving throw with advantage. Part of me was hoping none of them would recognize you and you'd go invisible, and they just forgot you existed forever and just left Artyom in the circus tent.
A minute till
23
fourth
this
away.
time.
That'd be the worst way to die, dude.
21?
23?
21, 23. Melgrim?
20.
Okay. Artyom says his name is Bill. It's like a fuzz being lifted off of your memory. Oh. That was weird. putting these things together, it seems Crowley observing this, and then after a few moments, the three of you as well, it seems that this thing is made to, one, turn its targets invisible, and then two, remove them from the minds of close ones.
A very adept creation to just make parents forget about their children. A very clever piece of obfuscation magic.
Don't like that.
And should not be left here. I don't care who you are. This should be disassembled or at least brought with us, and it needs to go.
I couldn't agree more. Should we destroy it?
I think you should destroy it.
We should probably not destroy it just yet, in case we might be able to, like, I don't know, see what type of thing created it or get some more information about it, but we should definitely not let anyone, use it at all.
Who's this guy again?
We'll
They simply
create
named
something.
Bob.
We should perhaps think of ways to create something that'll help us work against such type of magic. To prevent the obfuscation, to see the invisibility. Keeping it as it is for now, at least, I would suggest. But, takes the closed sign and puts it on the ride, just flips it.
We can put it in the bag of holding.
What?
You guys hear from behind you.
Oh my god, he's still there.
Well, yeah, I'm howdy doodly. Are y'all paying me? And was this part
No
of the
one's paying
show?
You were swindled. Sorry.
Where'd you come from, friend?
I mean, I've been here for a while. I'm just sort of a drifter, though.
Oh, so you're not from Kyrie. When did you join this circus?
Oh, no. Well, about 10 a.m. this morning.
Insight check.
Go for it.
Oh god. Quick question. I know, just as an aside, while they're doing all this crap, I just want to try to gather as many of the arrows I fired as possible.
Make an investigation check for me.
I gotta start like keeping track of those things. 7.
7.
Hey, that was my insight check too.
He seems forthright. You fired
8.
8. Okay, I thought it was 9. Didn't you fire 3 arrows 3 times? No.
I had to use a bonus action the first round I fired my bow. So
Gotcha.
I couldn't
Okay.
fire the third.
Gotcha. You find 1 that has not been shattered.
I'll take it.
You're welcome.
Better than not finding any.
You're welcome.
As soon as I finish my investigation on the crystals, I'm gonna shoot a message to Crowley and I think just Crowley. I'd be like, hey, got some information. Can we convene soon?
Certainly.
You see Milo about 40 feet away from you,
Yeah,
just
it's
setting these things down.
Satisfied that I've put the close sign on the, dinosaur. Let's go speak with Milo real quick.
It's a dragon.
It's closed is what it is.
So Gorham's gonna. This is the oaf that's talking, right? Oaf.
Yeah.
All right. That's what we've been calling him.
We don't even know his name.
I'm gonna ask him his name.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, let him do it.
Steal my thunder, would you? All right, lad. What's your name?
My name's Teddy.
Teddy. All right, Teddy. How much did they promise to pay you to work here?
Whole silver.
A whole silver. So Gorham's gonna.
He's
Not
right.
doing this. I'm just gonna.
Give this man a gold.
Here you go, lad, and just give him a gold piece. Like you got swindled, but no need to be broke.
Seems like I'm doing the swindling here. And he walks out with his lollipop.
Wait, hey,
And
be careful there, guy. You are kind of part of a group of people that were stealing children in a town of people who have had children getting stolen. Maybe not to walk around with that lollipop so people associate you with the circus. Like, there could be some angry people that just want to find somebody to hurt. So, yeah, maybe like buy a hood or something like that if you've got that.
Oh god.
smart. And finishes off his lollipop right there.
Anyway, sorry about your luck and congratulations on your luck.
I'm gonna go eat some dinner. And he strolls out of there.
I was waiting for someone to just walk up with a coin and be like, call it.
This guy's had like a pound and a half of pure sugar, and he's like, I want to go eat something. Like, oh my god. He's just like walking out the door, just.
Typical Ted.
Okay. Well, I guess if what's the move from here? I didn't find anything in their personal quarters. Does that really seem like demons or devils or whatever they were? Like a lot of notes to each other saying, "Oh well, we have a shipment of 4 children coming from Lucari."
Standing by my pile of giant fucking
Yeah.
crystals, like kind of waving at him, like.
Yeah, we're moving 40 feet that way to speak to Milo real quick.
While you can just yell, but right here.
I don't want to leave these unattended.
Weren't they attached to the tent?
Yeah, but we're gonna take them to our place.
Sure.
And
Put them
we'll
in a
meet the
bag
guy.
of holding. Okay, sure. Let's all move as a group.
Brisk stride.
Well, I'll follow Milo as he detaches crystals from a teleportation device.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to put these back exactly how they were if we need to use this thing to find the children, right?
Yeah, they actually like just sock it right in.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I didn't snap them off or anything. He said they like just flip right off.
It's great.
Like A1 through 14. Precisely.
So
Okay.
we only actually did it looks like one planar jump, maybe they're back, one that I could confirm. The other jumps were all on this plane. Also, the crystals themselves weren't actually a part of the spell, they were just amplifiers for the energy that seems to have originated from the fiend himself. I couldn't pin down where exactly we went though on that other plane. There wasn't enough residual energy for me to get that down.
Quick question, DM. When we were in that shadow place to where a hulking figure came out of the shadows,
Yep.
did that seem like it could have possibly been on the material plane, or did that definitely seem like it was a different place?
Milo's already sussed out that it took you guys on to a different plane with his use. If I would give you an Arcana check as well if you wanted one.
Sure.
Yeah.
12.
Either it was on a different plane or it was on the other side of the planet where the sun wasn't.
Ah.
Nice. I didn't know if there would have been like any type of thing, because you said it was like a void blackness, like there wasn't any stars or anything like that.
Correct.
So I guess it could have been underground, possibly.
Maybe.
Okay. I know there was one place we went that was super dark. It felt like it was on another plane, but I guess it might not have been. And then at some point there was a swirling arcane vortex, which definitely seems like we were somewhere else, not on the material plane. And then a place with a bunch of like a 3-headed troll and some goblins and stuff. And that's where I threw the 2-headed T-Rex, double T-Rex. I don't know what you called it.
There's a cat.
Would I know if that vortex was like a different plane itself, or if that was just like the en route? We were in the elevator shaft listening to the elevator music.
It seemed to be an en route thing. With your previous Arcana checks and sort of sussing it out, you think that was everything being teleported. That process was extended because of how large it was. in order for you, like, all of these people in this entire location to go and not end up like Frankenstein together and horribly maimed, like, through the teleportation process, that process takes a longer time. So
Based on the order of events and what I got from the crystals, I'm gonna have to say that dark place was probably the other plane. Because that vortex was just the elongated process of us moving from one plane to another. It's not as instantaneous when you have this much volume to transport.
Okay, so keep all your arms and legs inside the tent while I still got you. Okay.
The
Yes,
longer Milo
something like
talks,
that.
the more glazed over Gandalf's face becomes. Just
Did-
like,
Did you
just zoning farther and farther out.
Did you actually see anything on that plane?
Yeah, well, the shadow place, there was some big creature that decided to approach us, and it did not look very nice.
Was it the humanoid? What was it?
Yeah, it was a
Creatures are-
humanoid and hulking armor, right?
yes, what you saw was about a 17-foot tall humanoid figure, gaunt skin, and sharp ears, skin like it was just pale gray, pulled tight across its face, and full black, insidious looking plate mail, and a large black battle axe behind it as well, sort of dragging on the ground.
It was a really big elf, like nearly 20 feet tall. He had a battle axe, was really nasty, pulled, emaciated skin, maybe undead. Yeah, that's what they saw.
Would I be able to glean any kind of history or arcana on that one, Jones?
Yeah, I'll give you an Arcana check on it.
Ooh, 19 plus 5, so 24.
24. You're one away from the DC that I set from Milo to figure out where y'all went. I'm gonna say with a 24, close but no cigar. Seems like
I
a
wanna
giant
use
of
my
some sort.
birthday 20, if I can apply the modifier on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you can. All right,
Hell yeah.
down one birthday 20.
He's
All right,
real about this. He
Very
means
well.
business.
So my Samoan birthday is actually in 4.
I honor one of them. You can choose, and you've chosen for this
I've
year.
chosen.
That's just my Christian birthday.
My Christian birthday. My name Matthew.
with your birthday 20 used. All right, good job. Yeah. It sounds familiar, and Crowley's a fairly well-read guy.
Pretty spooky. He's seen some shit.
Right. And spooky is kind of where this comes from, is some macabre tales that you've read before of the plane of Maybar, and what he's describing is a death giant.
What you are describing to me, Artyom, comes from a very dark tale, the plane of Maybar. It sounds to me like you encountered a death giant. What do I know about death giants? What's the hocus pocus? Tell me something creepy about them, please. Do I need to roll?
No, you've already rolled. What's the hocus pocus behind them, other than them being...
Something creepy about them. I just want to know. I want to know something creepy.
You want to know something creepy. God, if I can weave something together. You know that death giants are, in all senses, slaves, but not in a traditional sense. They've given their souls away for the powers that they wield. They're a race of giants that have essentially been cursed, but on their terms. They have intentionally done this to themselves. The gaunt skin and everything else is a result of this. And they use this to live up to their name and extinguish life where they find it. They are merciless killers.
Was it Gaunt, Artyom?
Yeah, it was. Well, agent's an elf, so yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's like sunken cheeks and stuff. He looked like a giant elf. He had big pointy ears.
Yes. Well, it was a death giant then, my friend. Self-cursed creature that is.
They have giant elves?
It's not an elf. It sold its soul to kill wherever it goes. It is a merciless creature. I'm
It's,
glad you came back alive, my friend. Good job. Persuasion. Don't worry, it wasn't a bad thing at all. I'm just kidding. If you had
Well.
touched it, it would have been okay. Looks to Gorham, he wouldn't have been okay.
I'm sure it would have been fine.
Well, that's
Just kind of thinking, like, okay.
Well, this is good. This is good though, but it's also very bad. If the children were taken there, then
Well, when we came out, like we didn't see any children there. It seemed like they were just trying to kick us out someplace. When me and Koshik went through the tunnel, I was a little puppy and she was herself. Two guys tried to grab us and were just going to throw us out. So I don't know if that was a pit stop or if that was. There were other children missing and they weren't there when we saw them.
Well,
It could have been.
They went. Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say the children are invisible, so they could have just been left for whoever. You said in one of the stops there was a bunch of trolls waiting with a wagon. Yes.
Yeah, there was a wagon, but the. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Jones. Wasn't the wagon full of goblins?
Sitting on the edge, coming towards your location.
But
There were a lot of goblins on this wagon. Yes.
Did it seem like the wagon was a transport for goblins, or that it was just heavily guarded with goblins?
Make an insight check for me.
Sure. That is a 19
Oh, yeah.
natural plus. Okay.
Go ahead.
Plus 5, so 24.
Very nice. Your read on the situation. It was in the process of transporting goblins there, but they were mostly sitting along the edges of it. It seemed like there would have been plenty of room if they were hauling cargo. They were really far away from you, so you couldn't really see into the back of it to see if there was more there. But what Crowley's saying has some weight. It could be the case.
Yeah, it could have been the case that the goblins and trolls might have been there, ready to grab some children. They definitely seem surprised to see me, though, so.
Well, of
and
course.
to what you were saying, Kashik, or whoever was saying that the children were invisible, there is no one there coaxing them out or anything in the shadow place, so we had two guys trying to grab us and throw us out there, so I would assume that there would be someone to try and get the children out there. They saw no one else. So that begs the question, where are all the children? And who are we missing that could have taken them someplace? Or did they just get tossed out in some random dimension and are trying to fend for themselves at the moment?
It seems to me that they were simply taken to the destination and left to whoever was there waiting for them. The death giant was there on one plane, the troll on another, or at least arriving. Was there another plane? Or
Not that you guys are aware of. Those are the two that you saw.
well, at least we know that from what Milo says, only one was a planar change.
So, if I'm not mistaken, again, I saw the children go in and not come out after the first teleport. So the first place that we were taken is probably where the children were. Or at least pulled from the ride. Oh, no, or maybe just they were invisible.
I'd like to step outside and kind of get my bearings, looking around at the position of the sun, and see if I can recall, maybe to try to get an idea of where on the planet this troll and goblin place might have been. Maybe if it was further west or further east.
Ooh. No. Okay. Yeah. Go outside and make a survival check for me.
Hell yeah. That is a 26.
Okay. The sun was fairly obfuscated. So earlier in the morning. Maybe like the sun was just sort of cresting over this mountain range that you saw. Dictates that it was further to your west.
Further to the west.
Correct.
Okay. So to the west would leave us from what, the Black Caps? Going over into Droam? Something like that.
That is one of your choices, yeah.
The Bishik Mountains?
Don't forget, we still have the opportunity to get more information from that guy. He probably knows more than just the animals, if he's been traveling with them for any amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, on that note, taking a peek through my Kestrel's eyes, what's going on with our friend, the survivor?
Your Kestrel is out of range. You told them to just track him, correct?
Yeah, to keep an eye on him.
Right. Okay. They are currently still, your Kestrel is still currently doing that. They have not returned to you quite yet.
Okay.
It's been maybe 25, 30 minutes while you guys are doing all this. But yeah.
All right, well, the place with all the goblins and the trolls was somewhere west of here, I know that much. And it was in a mountainous area, so that leaves us with a few options.
Didn't the ringmaster say that the children were long gone before we even got there?
I do not know. I do not
What?
remember.
I remember asking him where the children were, like at the very beginning of the confrontation, before we had popped up in that other place, before we had teleported again, and he said they were long gone. Is that accurate? I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're asking me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I just want to make sure I'm not misquoting.
No, you yelled out to him during the fight, where are the children, and he told you that they were long gone after the first fight. Correct. And I will say, Artyom and Kaushik, the person that pulled you from there, from outside of the dragon into this other dark realm, before you cast dark vision on yourself, Artyom, pulling you out was the ringleader.
Right. Okay.
Before he made his way back into the tent. And he told his thugs to handle you.
Gotcha.
And they got handled instead.
Indeed.
Kaushik received a power up in the evil plane.
Hey, you're right. Oh.
It's a place of lots of
Weird.
negative energy.
Just full of negative energy.
You did say you were grumpy. Little did you know you went to the grumpy plane.
Oh shit.
The plane of grump.
Well,
Anyways.
wherever the ringmaster might have pulled those children out, we need to find a way to get them back. Shit.
This is true. Did we take the teleportation stone up top as well? I looked to Milo on that one.
Milo's eating.
Milo just found a lollipop. Like,
He's just gnawing on one of the crystals. He's like,
Okay.
gotta test it.
Milo, for the next hour, you have disadvantage on wisdom saving throws.
For
Gnawing on the crystal.
No, from eating lollipop.
He's not eating a lollipop.
Oh shit. Is that what those do? Oh my god. That's horrifying.
Dear God.
I gotta start making people eat those
Oh,
before I
man,
try to
that-
stunning strike them.
Poor Teddy, Jesus. Just fucking downed one.
It all makes sense.
He had so many.
Oh god, it just reduced his wisdom stat because he ate so many of them.
Just
Imagine
like
if it
great,
hit you, he would have died.
just gray juice leaking out of his ears.
Had been studying the crystal. Look back up at Crowley.
Yes, Crowley, what can I do for you?
Did you take the teleportation crystal from the top of the tent?
Was that one of the ones? Jonesy?
Was that was?
Yeah,
was
there,
that the one?
there were
That was
four
up top?
four of them. The thing that was up top was a hypnotic pattern that was keeping the crowd just sort of looking up. There was no crystal with that.
Okay, so we have everything regulated to actual teleportation.
Mhm.
And that was a hypnotic pattern. That wasn't like the spell. It wasn't anything actually up there, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
You guys look up now. There's no longer anything there, shifting, moving, or otherwise.
All right. Well,
We still have to deal with the other people, the people that are like stealing children the normal way here
What?
in Bukairi.
Are there any of the town's guard or whatever in the area?
Yes,
I'm
crawling.
gonna call one over.
What's
Hey,
the-
sir,
the
sir.
on the floor?
Please come here, sir.
Drop some of the stuff that RTM's already rifled through. RTM probably passed like 3 of these guys, just like looking over their shoulder as they open drawers and stuff. Yes.
Sir, may need to conduct further investigation on these crystals. Is there any way, or who would I speak to? I need to get chests filled with straw to transport these in.
We can just carry them if it makes it easier. We'll need to take them to the guard tower anyways. I'm sorry, tower.
I'll be taking them to my laboratory.
No, you won't.
Crowley's gonna put a hand on Miles' shoulder. We can get them from the guard tower later. We have an ear for now.
Dump them hoes in the bag of holding. Fuck.
Will they even fit in the bag of holding?
Um,
We'll find out.
How big are these? I thought they were like this big at
Yeah,
best,
yeah,
not
they-
like this.
they are. They're about this big around and about this. I mean, they're hefty. They weigh probably 40 or 50
Shit.
pounds each. They're, like I said,
Hefty,
about this
hefty,
big
hefty.
around. Well, he took the brass casings along with them, so.
Oh, I was going off of like your motions from were
Hmm?
like this big for fastening them, so I was not realizing it was like this.
Yeah,
It's not.
I'm
It's like
imagining
this.
them
It's
as,
like this big around.
I'm imagining the like propane tank size for each of them, right? Is that about?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
That's a good.
Oh,
No, that's a good. That's a good frame of reference. I don't have anything else. So
I was trying
yeah,
to like how to put this
Teleportation
into...
crystals and teleportation crystal accessories.
exactly. Hank of the Hills is real, brothers. You're gonna
So,
find them in
on
hell.
topic, on topic, were these specifically like designed to enhance teleportation magic, or could they be used to like as a focus for other things as well?
It looks like they were fairly specialized for this act.
Gotcha.
Like to magnify my firebolt.
Since we're just kind of sitting around, I'll take out like one of my notebooks and start like taking like measurements and diagrams about everything to do with this tent. I want to get as much information about the structure of the tent as possible.
Sure.
Yeah, about this.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say. No, go on. I'm gonna speak after you do it. It's cool.
Yes, it's your ear, Mr. Guard. How long has this circus been in town?
A few days now. It's maybe 3. I don't know why they would let damn outsiders in.
Okay. Is this the first day it's been open?
Looks
Yeah.
offended.
Well, that's good. In this dragon over here, when things go in, it makes you forget about them. Like, makes you forget the person that went inside. So there's a very good chance that you need to, all the people that you have gathered, if they have other loved ones, to talk to them about possible children they may or may not have. If that make, I see that you're giving me a weird look. When they go inside this dragon, it makes their loved ones forget about them.
I understand the concept. It is still a crazy concept.
It's a crazy world, man. I don't know what you want me to say.
I don't want you to say that, but you have already said it.
I'm just gonna pop up and say, "It's magic."
Clearly.
Well, it's gonna look at Milo taking his measurements. We can perhaps take our leave and leave these guardsmen to their work and eat.
So yes,
I'm
you're
just
welcome
kidding.
for this amazing information that we have figured out to help you in your investigation of, I mean,
Yes, we'll get to disassembling it immediately.
we should not disassemble it because the type of magics that were used to create it could be used to perhaps track where the children may or may not have gone. But you should definitely restrict people from tinkering with it for sure.
Well, this area will be restricted until we take it down completely.
I understand.
And thank you for your time, guardsmen. We will be getting out of your hair shortly.
Not in my hair. He continues on with what he's doing.
Turns out he's
Pulls
bald.
off helmet, bald.
Let's go,
I'm
man.
gonna send a message to Archie and be like,
You have any more of those big bird changes left?
Nope, I used them on puppies.
Mm.
I mean, I can, if you would give me a little bit, I can kind of rest up and have a drink or two, and I should be pretty good to go do it again. Why? What do you need?
This guard is under the impression that he's taking these crystals. It's the wrong impression.
Jesus Christ. We've been a bad influence on Milo. We've been a horrible
his
influence.
respect level for anything to do with these guards right now is like basically floor level. This is our investigation, not theirs.
This man said, I'm about to steal.
Oh,
It's
he
not
says the
steal.
bars in hell.
My research project, not theirs.
Well, I mean, yeah, we can steal from them, but didn't the guy say that we could look at them anytime we want? You send me a message and I send you a telepathic message back.
I don't trust them literally at all at this point. I would prefer that anything that could be of assistance to us in this investigation be in our custody.
I know this is going to be like the weirdest thing in the world, but these guards have been probably the coolest guards that I've ever seen in the entirety of Corvair. I mean, they just let us walk around the crime scene and like talk to them and tell them things.
Yeah,
To
but
be honest, I kind of feel like taking this stuff from them will probably end up bad for all the goodwill they've shown us for really just saying, hey, those kids that came back, that was us. I mean,
Well, they're the ones that let this get set up in the first place. They didn't do any assistance with actually rescuing the kids. This has been going on for God knows how long. We already know that there might be someone who's inside, and on top of that, they had no custody of this to begin with. I'm the one who pulled it down off the rods. This
maybe
was
we
never
should.
theirs to begin with.
I have a great compromise. We can just tell Crowley to say, "Hey, Prince, what was his name? Yashir or something like that." Tell that guy, like, we need to look at these stones. We're going to take them, right? Okay, great. And then we can just take them.
Fair enough.
We're
Isn't that
gonna
what
get
Crowley
fucking
suggested?
arrested.
Like right off the let him take it. I'll get it back from him. Don't worry.
Crowley
That was
seems
the
to.
other rocks.
Oh, there were
You
other.
can just give him like
rocks.
a piece of gravel, be like, here's your teleportation crystals.
Oh my god, we're gonna get fucking
You see this?
arrested.
This is. It looks like a regular rock, but it's actually a very specialized gemstone. These are rocks. Persuasion. That's what.
We're gonna get fucking arrested.
Well, maybe we should see to it that these teleportation stones get taken to the right place, and then we can make sure that they get taken to the right place.
I'm just concerned because of what the the consultant to the king said about someone letting these people set up shop, and the way he said it made it seem not ordinary.
Oh yeah, for sure. Generally speaking, it's a pretty not safe thing to do. Adam, I've never seen a circus before, so they're 100% bad as far as I'm concerned.
Shooting 0 for 1 right now, huh?
Yeah.
All one of the circuses our team has ever been to has ended in disaster.
All right, folks. We do need to secure this place now.
We're here, it's secure.
He sort of
I think
chuckles.
they want us out our team.
I appreciate that, but we're gonna have to ask you to leave. Consultant Yashar has said that he has an item for you to view along with the prisoner. Will be ready probably later tonight. He did not give me a time, but
I can tell you where we'll be staying, and you can send someone our way if that would be not too much of a trouble.
that would be preferable. It keeps you from having a guessing game. Where are you staying at?
If it's later tonight, probably we're going to be at Lydia's home, so I'm going to give him Lydia's address, her parents' address there.
Okay.
We're with some friends there.
Very well. We'll send someone out there later tonight to grab you.
I thank you, guardsman. And
We will have these there for you as well.
oh, he's so nice. He's talking to you.
Hey, look at him.
Milo's just ignoring that he's even there. I'm sorry, did you say something?
Sorry, I was
We will have these there for you as well.
Very well.
So you can look at them. Okay, you're looking at me now.
I wish he would have just continued to ignore him, honestly.
You've
I
been
was-
most gracious.
I
And,
was looking at something in my notes. I wasn't intentionally ignoring him.
yeah, you've been most gracious, and we will leave now to get to your work.
Yeah, sure.
Unless our team
Yeah.
had something to say.
Yeah, I was just going to kind of say in that guard's mind, you be very careful with these crystals. My friend Milo, he's so particular about these kinds of things. He's already got them.
We are
cataloged.
right here. Please, just voice, just
Yeah,
right
this
here.
thing's so conspicuous.
Milo's
I'm
bad
just saying,
habit.
Milo's a little particular about making sure all the details are in the perfect place. That's
So
all
there
I
was-
say.
I'm sitting there with my notebook and just kind of like,
That's because I know what I'm doing.
He's very modest too.
But got his undergarments in a bunch.
Spicy. We leave. Flourish of cloak.
I love it.
That's an autobuff.
And a flourish of beer too.
Alright, I guess I should go meet with Mr. Yasin then.
They did say later tonight.
I didn't know how long we'd been investigating.
This man wants to look
half
at
an
these
hour.
crystals.
Yeah, at this point, through all of the circus and the show and the fight and everything and the investigation, talking to the prince and the consultant, you guys have it's probably getting early afternoon, like 4 or 5 o'clock maybe. It's been some time, but it's not too long. You probably have if they said later tonight, maybe 2 to 3, maybe 4 hours before someone is sent for you at Lydia's home. So if you'd like to sit down, grab something to eat, you sort of go back out into the marketplace looking around. There's a few cooks still there, although most of them are gone for now, but there's still some trying to make some coin. Yeah.
One thing
Food
I would
would
like
actually.
one thing I like to do before we go is actually find out how many people are missing children. Like,
Okay. How do you do that?
all right, I assume that there's some people outside speaking, like guards and stuff, speaking with other people. I'll
Yeah.
just ask one of the guards, like, hey, friend,
Yes.
have you found out how many children are missing from today?
So far, just the one, and he looks off. You see the woman is just like sitting on one of the on one of the benches outside the like special ale and wine, the ale and wine house of New Kyrie over there. Just sort of sitting down on one of the stools over there, just inconsolable at the moment. As far as I know, just the one. We're speaking to everybody else. Everybody else so far, townspeople and no other circus employees. There was one, Teddy, who said he took a job, but Teddy's been around town for a couple of months now. He's just dumb. He's not hurtful.
Right. Hold on one moment. I'm going to turn to Kaushik and say, Kaushik, you are certain that at least 2 children were taken, correct?
You saw 2 go missing, for sure.
Okay.
Out of the, you were tracking the line of kids going in and kids going out. 2 you did not see come through.
At least 2, absolutely. Sure, yes.
Yeah,
Not
Crowley's
to
gonna
mention
lean.
not to mention the ringleader said they are long gone.
Correct.
Yeah, Crowley's gonna lean in when the guy mentioned one. He's like, "Do not forget the magic of that thing. There could be many more."
So,
You
not
don't need
to
to nail
add
it.
to your list of responsibilities at the moment, but not only are we looking for children, but now we are looking for parents that are missing children. do not yet know. Do what?
You're going to have to explain the last part to me. I'm sorry.
There is a device that made in the tent that made people forget about those who passed through it. So there's somewhere in the town at least one parent or possibly more or multiple sets of parents that are missing children and they do not even know that they existed.
It makes our jobs a lot harder. Shit. And you just see this like look of dread and near anxiety rinse over his face. Thank you for letting me know. I have no idea how to handle this. Fuck.
Are still general people being held here that came out of the tent?
Yeah, you see some people just sitting there talking, guards talking to them, sort of taking down notes. What happened? What did you see? That sort of thing. Seems to be why the guard are just completely okay with you guys doing what you're doing right now.
I will spend whatever time that there is left basically talking to these people and asking them questions like, oh, where are you from? What is your house like? What kind of rooms do you have in your house? Until they eventually get to, oh, we have like a spare bedroom in there. Like, oh, what kind of bed is in it? That type kind of thing. Until can eventually jog something free.
Race car bed. That's weird.
I would like to, Jones.
Race car bed? That's weird.
Yeah, and if there's
weird flex, but okay, guy. Fuck.
If there are still people around me that are being questioned, I'm just going to go ahead and try to dispel magic for that effect.
Shit.
And it's like 120 feet around me, so.
Dispel magic? Well, that's the range of it, right? It's not like a radius
I don't
thing.
know what it's like. It says you can try to dispel one effect or whatever that is.
I think it's be a targeted.
Yeah, I think dispel magic is a targeted thing. But I will say, with Artyom doing his thing right now, that if he finds something, and we'll make a check for that in a second, that if he finds someone and you target that person, yeah, it says choose one creature, object, or magical effect. Go ahead.
If it's possible, while this is all happening, I would like to possibly approach the woman that we know and that she knows she is missing her child.
Okay.
And I'd like to speak to her. Hi, I apologize for intruding. I know that you're not in a great state right now, but I was wondering if you could describe your child to me, just so we can be on the lookout to know what they look like, who we're looking for specifically.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
My disadvantage, I'm persuasive.
Because currently she has both hands over her eyes, like red puffy eyes is
Give her one of those lollipops.
You see another guard over there that, as you sort of look up from asking her this question, he just sort of shrugs.
19.
19?
A disadvantage. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It is. I'm proud.
After a moment, sort of quietens herself. I'm sorry, what was your question?
Could you describe your child to me, please? Possibly.
Yes. She's little girl, dark hair. It was pulled up on the pigtails on either side. She is wearing a red and green and blue dress, floral patterns. God, why?
What's her name?
I'm sorry. What?
Her name?
Stacy.
Ah!
Right. And what's yours?
Bathilda.
Jonesy.
Sometimes y'all catch me off guard. This is one of them.
Sorry. All right, Bathilda. We will do everything that we can to find your daughter. Okay, we found many children that have been missing, and we brought them back here. Right? We'll do everything we can for you. Promise. My name is Koshik, by the way.
Okay. About it. She doesn't say much else.
I'm just gonna kind of pat her on the shoulder and then tap, walk back to the guys.
Okay.
I was mostly trying to see if she remembered so much about her child, but she remembered every fucking thing.
Yeah, she seemed. So. Yeah, she instantly knew that her child was missing. And that's sort of what you gather from this. That's why she was screaming out right at the end there. She couldn't find her kid.
Did you find out if her child had a sibling?
I did not.
Maybe ask another time. She looks like she's not having a good day.
Incredibly distraught right now. I'd feel terrible just asking her what I did. But I do have information about her child. In case we run across her, we will know who to return her to, specifically.
All valuable information.
Absolutely.
So, what do we do now?
Do I need to make a check for questioning these people?
Yes, you do. I would like you to roll me. Oh man, this is a weird check. So you're just basically going through these people. So this is a combination of investigation, trying to find a person that is missing a child, and you're also trying to coax the memory out of them. I will give you. This is such a weird check, dude.
Would it be better with two people? Good guard, bad guard?
Oh, goodness.
First investigation.
I'll say give me either one of you can help the other, or since you're going along with them, Crowley, either one of you aid the other with first an investigation check, and then just a raw charisma roll from RTM.
Okay.
Can I make a quick interjection?
Sure.
No.
After the first person, Milo realizes what they're doing. Be like,
it can take a minute. But if I can do some inspection on each person, I can tell you whether or not they're currently being compulsed or affected by any spells or effects.
I can cast Identify as a ritual at 10 minutes a pop.
I mean, do you have detect magic?
No. That's why it has to be done individually per person. But detect magic, when used on a person, tells you any and all spells and magical effects they're currently under the effect of.
Okay.
I can cast detect magic as a ritual. Will that work?
I
To
can
see if
also
anyone.
cast detect magic.
If you cast detect magic as a ritual, we cycle them through, and then I can get some information once we find someone that's been compulsed.
Well, it
Well-
lasts for quite a long time once you cast it. So
I'll say this, Milo, the identify away 10 minutes for each person that they're trying to talk to would take days, if not
Well,
months. Because
right,
it's 10
right,
10 minutes per person. Detect magic is an area of effect and lasts for 10 minutes. So if one of you two would like to cast that and sift through these people and see if you find anything, sure.
Yeah, so you cast detect magic, find someone who pings, and then send them over to my section, and I can do a detailed inspection.
okay. Well, I will, in that case, start pop a squat on the dirt and start ritually casting detect magic.
Okay.
I'll start laying out my tools and stuff for when it's my turn.
Sure. After about these people, they've had some time to go through some, so you're looking at about a little less than half the population that was in the tent right now. Still, still a good amount of people as you start going through. Ping to your left, ping to your right, 3 pings in front of you.
Shit. I'm getting about 5 different people. I will just say, okay, come with me, and just sort of start pushing through the crowd to find where the pings are coming from. Like, okay, this person.
Okay. You see just a couple there as you just sort of lay your hand on one where 2 of the pings are close together.
Okay, good.
What? And sort of look back to the guard they're talking to. Yes?
It seems that you're under the effect of a magical compulsion or something. We're gonna find a way to find out what's affecting you and maybe get rid of it. We're with the investigation.
You have 3 people looking at you odd right now. The guard and the couple, and the guard eventually says, "All right, I was about done with my questions anyways. Sure, I'll stick around for this," and waits.
I am not even there. I'm trying to get all the people gathered up.
You're just gonna
My 5
rodeo.
pings. I'm like, these are ones right here. These
Okay.
guys. Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and start on these 2.
Okay. By the time you're done casting it, Artyom has corralled up the remaining 3 people because he has a couple in front of you right now. He's corralled up the 3 people who are just sort of standing there in line like some sort of awful memories about to be unleashed onto them. You cast Identify. It is the effects of what you guys have sussed out from that thing inside.
Does it have a name or any more information I could glean about the spell or effect?
No, I mean, this seems to be exactly what there's no name to this spell. It seems to be 2 different spell effects that it was bestowing upon people, and one was memory altering. Sort of like a modify memory, but with certain catches. But after you identify it, these people are definitely under the effect of the thing inside.
Can I tell from my kind of sneak peek at the spell effect itself whether or not it has like a time limit before it wears off or if it seems pretty permanent?
It seems circumstantial. If they were presented with evidence, like when they go home, if they were to see something, it could trigger, basically in mechanical terms, based on what they see, other checks could be made. But if they continuously fail these checks, then it could be forever. They could permanently forget that they ever had a kid.
Gotcha.
Definitely these two. Ma'am, sir, I know you don't remember it, but that's the effects of the spell. You have a child that may have been taken.
I rolled a natural 20 on the first wisdom save. Milo, you say this, and as if their eyes go from this sort of glazed over state, they blink a few times, and then pure dread and horror soak into their faces. And
What's
that's where we'll
from the guard.
do what?
Is there any reaction from the guard when this happens?
Confusion. As you see dread and horror just set upon their faces, and they look at each other, and they look around at their sides. That's where we'll take our break.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
shit.
I didn't realize what time it was.
On a sad, we're taking our break on a sad.
I'm pretty sure we've taken breaks with
Sad
Melrun
bean.
dead, so you know.
This is true.
Well,
This is true. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be right back. We're going to go get some refreshments and what have you. Give us about 15 minutes, and we'll be right back to continue this CSI Eberron that I see in chat. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Drop a follow if you haven't. Much love. And we are back. Hi. Hello. It is us. The same people that were all here just a few minutes ago. In the same order. Playing the same characters. And the same campaign. Doing the same thing.
I'm gonna play musical chairs, but with the character sheets.
No.
Let's never do this.
No.
That sounds
No.
like a fun one-shot idea, actually. Just every 10 minutes, every swap characters with the person
that
to their
would be
left.
fun. Oh
I've heard
Let
of
me tell you how
chaos.
that goes, because I've seen that one shot. Anyways, hello everybody. Last we left off, we are Hard Knock Dice. I am Jonesy. These are all the same people. I'm the same person. Last we left off, our heroes were investigating this dark circus that seemed to be taking kids for whatever nefarious purposes that circuses do these things. They caught one crook trying to escape. The guard have since taken that person, as well as some crystals as well that this crook seemed to be very, very scared of. After some questioning and some investigating and a quick bonus round of questions to a decomposing fiend body, the party learned that they had been, at least visited, the plain of Maybar and somewhere to the west of New Kyrie. After realizing what the dragon attraction in the back did, which was turn the subject inside invisible and then seemingly erase from the minds of anyone observing, that this person was no longer even existed to them. They could not remember them. Realizing the horror of this situation, the party went outside, started talking to people. Through use of detect magic and identify, they have identified 5 individuals that were under the effects of this magic. Successfully saving, they had just alerted the first couple that their child was missing, who they had forgot existed until just a few seconds ago. And we left off with Milo saying, or I'm sorry, with RTM saying, Milo saying, you have a child. Sorry, I couldn't remember who said it. With Milo saying that you have at least a child. To which he was greeted with the sight of pure dread and horror washing across their face as they realize their child is gone. And as they look to their sides, realizing this, that is where we left off. Where are they? Where are they?
They were taken.
Looks back to the circus. Guy there tries to take off into the tent. One of the guards stops him by and says, they're not in there.
We need all the information you can give us about your child. It will help us better to find them.
Make a persuasion check, Milo. I would say with our team, everybody there, make it with advantage.
Oh, cool. Hey, we do like advantage in this household. I have a fat +1 to that, so that will be a 19.
Okay. After a moment of calming them down, no longer trying to break into the tent, the guard assisting, and confirming that they are no longer in that tent, and go through and they give you descriptions. They tell you, this couple seems to have one kid, a boy. I describe them to you. You take down notes. The guard does exactly the same thing, taking down notes. Yeah. There's anything else that you would gives you the name of the kid and their name.
I mean, we have description and name.
Right. And just for the, go ahead.
He was talking to Crowley, kind of leaning over, being like,
This really complicates finding out how many kids have actually been taken or are missing.
I know. And Crowley kind of looks at it and is like, I mean, they're getting smarter about what they do. It scares me that perhaps the children I've been looking for so long, perhaps there are more than I even imagined.
Do we take time and check the whole city now, or do we just bring back as many kids as we can and see what happens? Or, I mean, what now? This is not what we were expecting to find. More taken kids, yes, but not all this.
There is still child trafficking going on in this city. Perhaps we can stop it to some degree. We've succeeded in Flamekeep, as far as we can tell. Perhaps we can succeed here and just slowly eliminate whatever options they have until we finally corner them.
I'm gonna kind of gesture for Crowley to take a couple steps more away from the guards to talk to me.
It occurs to me. You realize that just like within Flamekeep, and based on what Mr. Yassine said, there may also be someone of authority somewhere in the guard or the leadership or something working with the kidnappers. If it was there in Flamekeep, there's no reason it wouldn't be here, and it could explain the circus and why the investigations have been so unsuccessful.
It occurs to me, yes. We would have to see who was the one that hired this circus out, or where they came from. I do not know who yet to ask for this, but perhaps we can find out at City Hall.
Yeah, well, just keep in mind that just the person who signed the paper or whatever to let them in might not necessarily be the one who's nefarious. Could be they were given their instruction from someone else or something. Who knows how that cascades down.
I understand completely, and trust me, I'm not one to make rash decisions. If there is a trail, I will find it. Or stumble upon it, as we have done just now. I'm very lucky that way.
Milo continues to look distraught.
Crowley will pat. Yeah.
While they're having this conversation, though, I just kind of look to the other three people. I hate to inform you, but you have children that you are unable to remember from an influence on your mind.
I rolled 3 wisdom saving throws at advantage and rolled 2 nat 20s out of that. The last one, I rolled a 6 and a 9. Where the last one, the first 2 sort of going through the same process with you guys, giving you descriptions and names and everything, for whatever help that'll do after the initial shock. And then the third one, just a lone guy. I don't. I'm. I mean, I don't have a kid.
Do you live here, nearby?
Yeah, I live here.
Is 1-bedroom place?
Yeah.
Or you don't have a second bedroom or a second bed for guests?
No. I mean, it's a small little place. It's just me.
You never previously married or had a long-term girlfriend?
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, friend. Your mind has been altered. The magic is on you right now. I'm just trying to help you remember, so you're gonna have to kind of dig deep for this sort of thing. It could be possible that they're influence you for another purpose, but this is kind of what they've been doing.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, where did you eat lunch today?
Points over at the market, the
Just
large market tent.
you're sitting at the table by yourself?
Yeah.
No one was with you the entire time that you can remember.
No, I mean, I said hey to a few friends, but other than that, I wasn't with anyone. It was just me.
Can't think of any conversation you had during that entire meal.
Thinks back. This guy is fucking struggling. I've rolled. I don't know why I could hit nat 20s like that for the others, but with a 1 and a 12, yeah.
This guy just really doesn't like his kid.
We're gonna rescue this man's kid, bring the kid to his house, and he's gonna be like, I don't know who this chick is. I have no clue.
Never seen
It
this
has-
man before in my life.
It has been said that we could dispel this magical effect.
Yeah, it's like too bad I'm discussing things with Milo right now.
How far is our group from me? Do I hear any of this? Or is
Yeah,
he
I
walking
assume
in?
all of y'all are grouped up to this. So Milo just pulled Crowley aside to talk to the guard.
Let me dispel
Other than
this
those two.
magic.
Okay. You can take a moment. I'd like you to roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier, please.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Then it shall not be dispelled.
Fuck that.
I would like to voluntarily fail my spell.
That would be a 15.
15. Kashik, your dispel magic hits, but you do not feel its any effects break under its effects.
I'm rusty.
I'll just kind of look at it. Did it work? Can you remember anything?
Yeah, I mean, I remember everything. That's why I'm telling you you're mistaken about this.
I also look over at the ones that have successfully remembered. I'm like, do you think you guys have any chance of convincing this man, considering you all were just as certain as he was about 45 seconds ago?
Yeah, if the spell's been broken
Does
on
it-
them, maybe they knew the name of his kid or something.
I was gonna say, does anyone know this man?
All my friends have left. You don't see any of them around.
I remembered I said I had a ready action to also try to dispel magic, so I'm gonna turn around, finger gun. 17.
17 does not break the spell.
Real. Nat 20 is real. That's with a +0 though, so that's all I got.
Wait, you
Wait, what? No, you add your casting modifier.
Oh. I'm sorry, I was looking at something dumb.
What did you roll on the dice?
17.
Okay.
I was actually looking at my save for some reason. I don't know why.
So that's a 22.
My modifier. Let's see. Dispel magic.
You have +5 charisma, right?
Yeah, so it's 8. Oh no. 7,
20.
right? Yeah.
So 17 plus 5 is 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brain go burp. What's going on?
That does succeed after reaching your hand out, dispelling this magic, blinking a couple of times. Fuck.
There it is. There it is.
Fuck.
I'm sorry to have to inform you.
Fuck. And
That's not his kid, but he lost somebody else's kid.
he starts looking around.
She is, or it is a. Can you describe your child to me? We're looking to retrieve them.
Yeah. Yes. Describes a son. Goes through the description. Gives you a basic description of him. His name, just like the other ones did. Continues to look around, like in the crowd, just looking in between people, that sort of thing.
Did he say boy or girl?
Boy. His son.
I've just got a whiteboard.
Okay. However, after gathering all of these descriptions and names and everything, unless there's anything like the guard take them away from you guys after you're done with your questions and getting your descriptions and everything. The guard take them and continue questioning now that their memory has been refreshed. That they do in fact have children. A little bit more distraught, they take them over to the same area where they took the other woman, sort of sitting them down, and you just have a very sad puddle of people over there at the moment.
For sure. Well, that unsavory task is done. I could use a drink, and then we can go talk to the guy. What was his name?
I believe we were told that they would.
Bashir.
Come
Oh,
We
Bashir will
did
come
ready.
to us?
Someone
Alright.
would come get us from Lydia's.
Let's go share a drink with Lydia's parents.
All right.
Okay. Is that the plan?
I believe.
I'll meet you there. I'm just gonna pick up some things from the market on the way.
Milo,
Inside check.
I don't know if anybody going around by themselves is a good idea at this time.
I'll stick with Milo.
26.
He needs to pick up some things from the market.
Are these things teleportation stones?
No,
Okay, cool.
I'm almost out of sheets of paper.
Okay.
Milo, looking around right now, most people have gone home. Most of the vendors have shut up shop with everything that's going around. Tents are closed. Like I said, there's a couple of people finishing off serving whatever's left from the food tent, but other than that, it's guards and people being questioned right now. It's taking up a good portion of it.
See if I can bum some paper off y'all scene.
Here?
I mean, not like right now.
Oh, I was like, good gracious. He's just vibing.
Okay. Heading over to Lydia's house then? Is that the plan?
Seems that way.
Grabbing some drinks.
Certainly.
Okay.
day drinking along the way.
All right, make your way there with no issues. Neela is there currently with Lydia. I bet is not home, but she welcomes you guys in. Yes, come on, have a seat. I don't have, I have some water. As you mentioned, a drink. Pours you guys
no,
some water.
we were grabbing drinks and then on the way back just drinking.
Okay, that was my question. Are you guys just going to Lydia's house now or somewhere else? But regardless, you guys get some food and ale, and you can consider yourselves a short rest. As you do, make your way over to Lydia's house to wait for the evening if there's any conversations that you would like to have with Neela or Lydia. Toshiki and Crowley, well, I would say, I mean, everybody or whoever cares to notice, Neela's sort of out in the living room, packing things up, getting things together in different cases and stuff like that. Things that she left behind that she might be able to take with her wherever they're going. And Lydia's off in her room, door open, playing with the toy that you bought her, actually, just sort of out in the floor with a couple of other things around her, sort of softly singing to herself as she does. I heard what happened, or at least a part of it. I'm glad to see that you are all okay. I'm glad to see that you are safe. What exactly happened?
There was a carnival, and they were put the rules to steal some children. The short and sweet of it.
Eyes flash back to Lydia, just out of instinct. I have to get out of here. We have to get out of here. We cannot stay here.
Is a bet supposed to be back by now? When are you expecting him?
I suppose later tonight. Whenever we are going back up, yes.
That's good.
Okay.
Certainly.
Make sure nobody else is disappearing. It's dangerous times.
Very. Well, I am going to continue to pack. Please sit down, talk. If I can help to get you anything. I do not have any more food. We are I have not bought groceries today. I did not want to go out in the large amounts of people. That still seems very ill-advised, and obviously was. Let me know if you need anything. She goes back to doing what she's doing. You guys are welcome to discuss anything that you want to discuss here, but if not, we'll flash forward to tonight.
I just want to ask, so, any best guess on where to start looking out of the places that we got taken to?
Well, if we didn't have an appointment, I'd say we probably need to go find out who let those people in the city. And
I imagine that we will be able to, that they can probably tell us who did that when we speak to them later.
exactly. If we didn't have a meeting,
Yes.
I'd be worried.
I'm saying, like, out of the places, the fiend said that they were gone already. Where did they get left, do we think? Or do we only think we'll be able to find that out more? With more questions?
Yeah. There are some possibilities, but nothing definitive right at the moment. Milo, go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. You go ahead.
Milo, you said there were two places on the material plane and one place that was not on the material plane.
Muted.
You're
Still
muted.
He's like, yes, and kind of looks up from his notes that he had been like filling in and adding diagrams and stuff, and he says,
Yes, this one. Looks like our first stop was the interplanar jump, and there were 2 other locations on here on the material realm that we stopped. I was
Was one
not
of them
able to
here?
pinpoint.
Actually, that's a good question.
Is one of them
Was
coming back?
one of those jumps referring to here, Jonesy?
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't get locations off of them, but logic dictates that if you landed here, that is your
Valid.
second stop.
Well, I didn't know if when you said those 2 that you meant in addition to.
Right.
No, so I guess yes, that would mean one of them was elsewhere. I'm guessing that place out west that you said.
So you know that we went to. So there were 3 jumps in total. One of them being a jump back to New Syre here.
Yes, that would be one of the material realm stops.
Right, so first jump would be darkness. You remember we were out. Second jump would be wagon.
Correct.
Third jump is back here.
Oh yeah, I mean the children were apparently already gone when we got grabbed, Koshik. So I guess they're in the what'd you say, Marab or Mabar or something?
Where?
Probably.
Maber.
Mabar. Yeah,
Where the fuck is that?
it's
What
a
the
different plane.
Do we know anything about it?
It's
Technically,
very
when
dark
we
there,
were
and they have
another
Death
place,
giants.
and
yes.
I
death-
don't know what that is either.
Way stronger than anything we faced till now, I believe.
So we don't
I'm just
particularly
gonna-
want to go there.
I'm just gonna grip my necklace a little bit. I don't have it on right now. I'm trying to get it off my.
They
Boy,
saw
yeah.
only one of them. There are whole
Just
tribes.
gonna kind of grasp this.
So, is there any way we could rescue them if that is where they are?
It would be extremely dangerous, but I don't suppose it's impossible.
How close to impossible, though? That is what I'm wondering.
You'd probably have to get in and out without conflict, or at least be able to avoid it, I would imagine.
Looks at all of, I say all of, the 2 people we have that are in big, heavy, clumpy armor. Like, it is not exactly our specialty. But
Jones, do I know anything about, do the Death Giants make sacrifices or anything like that? Or is there like anything I could rationalize they'd need children for? Making more Death Giants? I don't know.
Well, you know them as merciless killers. Things that they get, they kill. Not for any real purpose other than causing death. But what you kind of recall is that they are servants.
It's possible that the Death Giants didn't utterly murder the children, but they're servants. If they required the children, then the people controlling them must have need of them for some reason. There's no true telling how quickly they could go through whatever supply of children they have. But that still doesn't give us much time.
no, it doesn't. But we still need to, if assuming it's pretty good that they are part of the same group that has been stealing children from here, we still need to shut down whoever is actively taking children, even if in smaller numbers, here in New Syre.
What would fiends want with mortal children?
I don't know.
Souls, I imagine.
They kill things, right? Nothing good.
Soul sacrifices, magics. Crowley just starts going down the list if he can. Just a very detailed list.
I mean,
Pulls
I
out
heard,
book of the Necronomicon.
I've heard tale of what is it, the virgin sacrifice. So I just assume if you have a demon that wants a kid, they're just going to use them for sacrifice or take their soul or whatever.
Or possess them. Bind themselves to the new plane.
Sure. I don't know. Regardless, they're taking them. I'm more interested in. I don't care what their plans are as much as just want to get them back, right? And stop them from doing it.
Of course, but knowing what they're using them for can help figure out routes or where specifically they may end up, or
How long they'll keep them.
yeah, information is the best weapon.
It was hard to get a lay on the land because I cannot see in the dark, and it was very dark. So I cast a spell that let me see in the dark, and it allowed me to see more darkness. So if we go there, um, it will not be easy to navigate. It is it is shrouded in a way, I guess you could say. And I don't know. So if we go there, it's going to be we arrive and without any kind of other information, we just go, okay, this is the direction. Let's pick that one, and hopefully we we choose correctly.
Maybe that location to the west should be our first stop. Get more information before we head to that other plane.
Do we know anything about that? But
We
like,
should
yeah,
perhaps-
aside from that, it is to the west.
Well, we certainly don't know where on that other plane they were at.
We should perhaps
We
check
definitely-
some of. We check some of the magic shops to get the scrying spell if we can find one.
We definitely don't need to go to another plane with no directions. We could get lost for days or months. So we need to find something out before we leave.
Hey, Jones.
Yes.
Can I roll some kind of check to see if I have any knowledge of the realm?
Sure.
I know it might be a long shot because the way I got my crystal isn't by going there, but I just want to see.
Yeah, sure. Roll an Arcana check.
I don't think I add anything. I rolled a 17 on the dice. No, I don't add anything, so just 17.
Okay. No more than what Crowley has already sort of expressed to you guys. It's a realm of darkness. The place itself eats light, much like your crystal does. Yeah, I mean, to a much smaller degree, obviously, but it's kind of the gist of it. It is a home to all things that go bump in the night.
Yes, quite.
That sounds terrible.
We would need far stronger magics to navigate that place safely.
What do we know about what's to the? Just off the top of my head, do I happen to know anything about what's to the west of? Holy shit! I'm blanking on the name of this country, Breland. That would have
well, you guys have a
goblins
map.
and trolls and stuff. So if we look at a map, right?
Mm-hmm. Roll a history check. Anybody who
Oh, boy.
is wanting to do so, as y'all are sort of talking about
Is
this
this
out
only
loud.
if we're
Sure.
trained in it?
No, I'll give everybody a history check.
Well, because we can look at the name, so even if we don't know much about it.
16.
6.
19.
Malgrim Gorham, did you want to roll?
8.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And did you say 9 or 19, Milo?
19.
Okay.
4.
Ooh.
Dwarves and Gandalf know jack shit.
Doors and Ganwin, no jack shit.
Guys, you guys know how to play rock, paper, scissors?
The rest of you, specifically, you know that Droam is a home to monstrous races like trolls, like goblins. Did anybody beat a 20? No. Further to the west, you know the shadow marshes are out there as well. And yeah, that's on the continent of Corvair, not really taking in anything that might be to the west of Corvair. But if you were to try to just put 2 and 2 together, Droam and seeing trolls and goblins to the west, those things do line up for you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exciting. I don't know anything about Roam.
The only thing that that makes me sort of cautious about going to Droam is the fact that the ringleader said that the children were already gone, and we were still in the Chateau Blaine or whatever it was called.
Right.
Not there.
This is one of the only other places we know to look, unfortunately. So we can either go ahead and dismiss it as a possibility, and then we are going to have to focus on either finding a way to safely navigate this plane or finding somebody who can.
We have no point of reference for where we even were on that plane.
I feel like it's very hard to get a point of reference in somewhere that is just pitch blackness. So
Further my point, yes.
I mean, I'm all for going and fighting a bunch of trolls and goblins in some other country, but do we have any idea to what ends that would accomplish?
I didn't necessarily say go fight them, but I mean, I'm
Well,
sure it's inevitable.
in my experience, they don't really roll out the red carpet for visitors.
But they might have another person, a leader, a lieutenant, or a message sender. If we find someone connected with the whatever this organization is, they might have more information. But again, don't forget, we still can get information from the prisoner that we took today. Who knows what we'll get to give us a little bit more direction. We could get a key piece.
Yeah, this is fair. I guess we should go talk to him and see if we can find out from the people who let these folks into the city.
Okay.
Unless anybody else has any bright ideas.
Sounds good to me.
See the this is fucking
Was there a scroll shop in town, Jones? Like a magic scroll shop or any kind of magic shop at all?
Not that you guys have found. New Kyrie is, while uses some magics, very sparingly. That's still a refugee camp in all intents and purposes. That's his. While some people are still trying to build up, and you have different shops and whatnot. This is not the place to buy magic items.
Oh yeah, that's why I meant like scrolls, not actual items. But yeah, I gotcha.
well. So we wait.
Should we go ahead and get Lydia and her mom set up on the airship for the night?
Depends, I guess if we don't know how long we're going to be.
Because they don't want to be here anymore. So
Do we want to
I don't
take them
I don't
without
want
their
them to
father?
be
I don't know, Neela, sort of overhearing. I don't know what time he will be here. However, if you were just bring him back up after you do what you need to do, I will leave a note for him.
Certainly.
Seems doable. So
Alright.
we shall continue to wait while Artyom, you take them to the ship real quick.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm gonna be lazy, but I'm just gonna zoom out in the middle of the city.
Okay.
Our secret airship isn't going to stay secret for very long.
Don't do that.
I won't make like a direct beeline to it. I just don't want to like spend 30 minutes walking to the edge of the city. It's all just like, if let's just say for the sake of argument, the airship's out to the west, I'll go straight north until we can like get, a decent ways away and then hook back around.
Make a stealth check for me.
You're compromising everyone's safety, Artyom.
That is a hot 7.
Oh,
Okay.
no! You're out of the team.
Golf clap. Just
Bench him, coach.
You take off and
Like, no one's ever seen a dinosaur before with people riding on it in the middle of the city. Come on. It's Eberron, okay? Get shit together.
Oh god.
takes off a few minutes. You fly up there, drop him off with Bill. What the hell, man? Been up here for days.
What are you talking about?
All right, I mean, maybe a day. I'm hungry. I'm having to scavenge down there. The food that she made just disappeared after a while.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Well, if you go, I'm gonna show him where the sacks of food are at, and I'm just gonna like, okay, I know you're going to eat all of this at once, and you'll regret it. So here you go. Here's the food.
You don't know me. He proceeds to eat all of it at once.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put out like one sack and like, all right, well, I mean, we might not be back for like 2 weeks, so good luck.
What the shit? And just the trails off. It comes up to the edge, yelling down at you at this point as you're flying back away. 2 weeks! Get your ass back here right now! This is unacceptable! And he just fades.
Unacceptable.
Yeah. Just let him yell. I'm
Okay.
sure he'll talk to the ladies on the ship and like, oh yeah, they're going to be back. What are you talking about? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Bill's gonna convince them that you meant it and that they're about to be stuck up there for 2 weeks.
Do we get a short rest during that time period, by the way?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then I will sweep back around away from the ship and head back in from the same different side.
Gotcha.
Come back to town.
It's cool.
Flying back down, making your way back down to their house. Where do you land? Near their house.
Directly in front of it.
The roof.
Okay. As you do in your Quetzalcoatlus form, you see a couple of Kingsguard getting ready to knock on the door and turn their head and look at you.
I'll shapeshift out. Yellow. I suppose it is time for us to have that meeting.
Yes. It is. And they knock on the door, just kind of sort of staring at you.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like walk up behind them, like I'm like, hey, it's time for us to like.
Counselor Bashar is requesting your presence. If you would all follow me.
Yes.
You guys.
Yeah, I'll go with them. And then on the way, I was like, so, as you can tell, many of us are new to this town. What is the story of the good counselor?
I know not much of the counselor himself. He is a trusted advisor to the king for years. He is, as far as I know, he came from Kyrie with him, so it's about the extent of my knowledge of him. He is a very private man.
Nah.
You guys make your way. I'm just making sure no
meat pies around here.
Meat
What?
pies.
What?
I hear meat pies.
I thought all the vendors went home, Jonesy.
What? Yes. Totally meat pies.
Did someone really say that in the audio?
Yes.
I didn't hear it on my end.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Very randomly.
Meat pies
My
around here
favorite thing so far is there's a loop of a little girl that says, "You took my cat."
What? Apparently
Yeah,
earlier on somebody said potatoes.
That's amazing.
Sam, what? Is that you?
Boil them, mash them. Never mind.
What? Are you doing with those potatoes?
Okay, but he takes you down to basically what is the home of the King's Guard and various other town guard, leading you guys through here. Sort of takes you down this long stone corridor, presents a bench to you guys to sit on, which you do for a few minutes. Before walking out from one of the doors, Prince Orgev and Bashar Yasin are walking out. Prince Orgev just sort of like wiping off his hands. Good to see that you've made it. I I didn't believe I got a chance to say thank you earlier. There was a drunkard on the ground who apparently saw mostly everything. So, and decided to play dead the entire time.
I say, whisper like to Artyom, I thought he was asleep.
I thought he was dead.
Man's a genius.
Apparently, he succeeded in his goal, and he was trying to remain that that way once he saw things going south. But nonetheless, thank you all. What is your primary goal here? I have my own questions for you, but we can get to those. We have all night. Would you like to talk to the prisoner first? Or
Well,
look
I
at
guess
your
first we
items,
could-
or split your party?
I guess first you could tell us maybe what information he's been able to give you.
So far, it seems he is a hired hand and not much more. He seems to have been given to these people. He apparently owns extreme amounts of debt, and so he was traded off and worked this way for his own safety while working off his own debt. Other than that, there wasn't a lot of information that he had, especially with what we're interested in, the children themselves being taken. He didn't have any information as far as locations. He didn't have any information from what I've been able to extract. No locations. The names he were given us, we knew. Zambini. Various fiendish names from the ones that he heard around the tent. Other than that, he hasn't been much help. And it seems... Go ahead.
Go ahead. They had the demons' names? Or devils, or whatever they were?
He tried to pronounce them the best he could. He is not very bright, but it does seem like he has some capabilities as far as dominating creatures go. Something he apparently picked up in Stormreach.
Alright.
The people
However-
he owes money to, were they the same people, or
No, it seems as if he was sold off.
would the people he owed money to happen to know anything about these guys? Do we know where they are?
I didn't get into it. He said he owed a lot of money to people in Stormreach, and that's halfway across the world. So,
Do I have any idea where Stormreach is?
roll a history check.
Oh, hell yeah. 4.
No.
Okay.
Stormreach is like the only city that people would know of from that entire continent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with a 4, no.
That was a 5.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any of you guys can roll a history check. If you beat, I'll say a 15, you know that
18.
Stormreach is a capital city in Zendrick.
22. Gotcha.
It is like the only civilized area. It is, yeah.
Alright.
This is fairly widespread then.
Maybe.
I am
Or do they
still
think
not
this-
convinced.
Who sold his services.
Yeah, I am not convinced that the people who sold him did so to gain some of their money back. What is my guess of the situation? You can make your own insights to it when you speak to him, but it's my guess that he was sold to make some of the money back and was trying to buy his way out of these people's service. It's my read on him and in the situation, but
Alright. Well, I mean, it would at least say that these people have gone as far as Indrik in their travels for abducting children, or whatever their ends are. Which is not great news, all in all.
well, considering from what we've garnered, they were teleporting all across the place. It would not surprise me.
Okay. Yeah, I guess let's go talk to him and see what we can find out.
Your counselor said that he is an accomplished in the arcane arts. Was he able to make anything of those rocks that got brought back?
Bashar Yassin
I said,
flanks
yeah,
up
you.
to his right. Says, I have actually been in the questioning for some time. I have not spent my own time with them. However, if you wish to do that now, or if you wish to question, I know you specifically are interested. I believe you introduced yourself as Milo.
Yes, please.
Yes, then we could take a look. And guards brought more of the they just look to be arcane focuses by earlier as well.
I am Artyom, by the way.
Sort of
Nice to meet you.
pleasantries.
Like,
Go ahead.
I should say like again.
They both introduce themselves after a lot of awkward moment. They're like, that is, yeah, pleasantries of escapists.
Right,
Orgelvir Arn, my counselor for many years now, Bashar Yassin. He's my trusted advisor. You are in good hands with him. And if you don't have any other questions for me, I'm going to be off. It's been a long day.
I'm sorry. Do you have any idea who allowed this circus to enter New Kairi?
Bashar Yassin steps up again. After some questioning, it seems like the what would you say, some of the guards that were in charge of marketplace registration let them in were under the influences of some suggestion spells. It does not seem that the letting them in was nefarious. From what I've been able to garner, they were under the influences of magic to do so.
Insight check.
Go for it.
Now would be the time to not roll like garbage. No. 11.
Garbage.
Seems to be forthright with you.
Sure. Okay. It makes sense. So, do we wish to have some of those who are more magically inclined to go check out the doodads and do some interrogation, or all is equal?
The doodads. I see you are one of the magically inclined.
Oh yeah.
He gives a slight chuckle.
Just like
some humor to bring the brevity. If you would like to come with me, I will lead you. The princess. Well, I am off for the evening. You're in good hands. Walks away. A couple of Kingsguard flanking him. Bashar says, the prisoner is right through this door. If you wish to speak him, he has given us the name of Uri. And I did not get the spelling from him, but if I had to guess, it was Udrie.
That makes sense. Phonetics and all that. Though I don't know what that word means actually. But I'm sure it makes sense to somebody.
Very well. Okay, so who's gonna be going with? Are you guys splitting up, or are you guys wanting to do this one at a time? First and
Let's
foremost.
all go investigate or interrogate this guy together.
Okay.
Squad up.
Very well.
Right.
I'll be right outside if you need me. And sort of leads you, points you into the room. You guys step into a darkened chamber. A couple of low magic torches just sort of lighting the area. You see that this guy is currently slumped in a chair. Large gash across his head and eye, bleeding. Just the other eye swollen up. He looks like he's been worked over pretty good. Currently manacled and just slumped down in his chair.
Crowley will extend a hand at this guy. Kairi takes its justice very seriously. Artyom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I see this.
Bashar speaks up right behind you. He says, especially when it comes to our people.
Crowley will nod.
No, small wins. Like,
The prince takes it very seriously, specifically.
DC.
Well, we thank you for softening him up for us.
Is he conscious?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Like sort of labored breathing. You hear some whistling when he breathes in.
He's lost a tooth.
I'm gonna pep him up a little bit with the cure wounds, just at first level.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
7 plus 5, so 12 points of healing.
Very nice. Heals up. Says, "Oh man, that's welcome." Ugh.
I don't know about welcome, but
How many towns have you been to with this carnival?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I might just stay inside the tent, do what I'm told, keep my head down. We've been around a bit, though. Or at least from what the stories I hear them told, they've been around a bit. I'm a fairly new addition, if you would.
Alright, you can hear my voice. I am not from Kyrie or New Kyrie, and these people do not like you very much. I am from Garnet. Technically from the voice.
as I looks over at R2.
You can tell my voice is Garnet. In any case, I just need you to talk to me and give me the information I want, because these people are not going to be very kind to you if you don't give them the information they're looking for. So, I understand that you probably kept your head down and just did what you were told and served out your slavery, whatever it is. But you're going to need to have to dig deep and remember exactly what was going on. How many places you stopped, how many crowds came into this place. And if you can't remember exactly, to get as close as you can.
2, 3, maybe.
You can't remember between 2 or 3. I see why you're roughed up pretty bad.
Right, well, the people I'm traveling with, it messed with your mind a little bit.
Alright. Well, give me a second and maybe we can help out a bit. Can I cast a spell magic on him without being able to actually see its things that have messed with his mind?
You can, yeah, I mean, I'll say you can cast Dispel Magic on him. If that's what you want to do.
There's a possible mind messing with him, or mind magic messing with him.
If you give me just a moment, I can tell you if he's got anything currently going on.
Yeah, I'll take his word for it. That is a 21 for dispelling mind-altering things. Does it seem like anything might have give?
Mm-mm.
Oh shit.
You can give me a Arcana check, whoever's trained in it.
Oh.
Let me see my training Arcana.
18.
Okay.
22.
Okay. Looking at this, and the way he's sort of describing it, it seems like it was in the moment magic that was doing it, not any sort of lingering effects, but that he was going through a series of suggestion spells or any other spells that would just cause pain if he didn't do what he was told. So yeah, but your spell doesn't really land.
Okay. Well, that's definitely going to make things a little bit more difficult. Well, maybe you can enter Milius. You joined this group in Stonereach, correct?
Joined, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, signed right up for him.
And what was the date then?
Um,
Can you remember your last birthday that you had, not with these people?
he just sort of looks up at you. There seems like not really a birthday type of guy. I've been with him about a few weeks now, I suppose. Like I
Are you
said,
sure it's been a few weeks?
fairly certain. Fairly.
Do you remember any change in seasons or anything like that? Might have caught their attention.
Went from Stormreach to here, so yeah, I got real chilly real quick.
All right. Well, that's
What they-
good.
Were they doing this same show, taking people in all the places you stopped?
Yeah, as far as I know.
You know where it was you stopped?
I don't have names for you, unfortunately.
But perhaps you heard some
Insight
names.
check.
Go for it.
I gotta roll higher, like above 10 eventually today. There we go. That's a 22.
22.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Sort of reading him right now. He's already been worked over pretty hard. You're reading a broken man. Broken probably before he was even in this room. This guy, you're sort of reading him. He was, sold into slavery from Stormreach. God knows what his life was like while he was there, but apparently he racked up a bunch of debt somehow, and he was sold off to this place and has been through mind-altering magics and just pain-causing magics to force him to obey, to do things. He seemed like he did his spiel, which was mainly controlling beasts for these guys, and that's about the extent of what he did. It's sort of what you're reading from him right now
Just kind of
with a 22.
look at him for a minute. Just kind of... I really don't know if we're going to get anything out of this guy that's worth a shit.
This beast that you are in control of, how big was it whenever you first joined this group?
It's as big as it was.
All right. I am trying everything here.
Certainly you heard something while you were there. Names, even it could have been inconsequential. Certainly there's just something odd that you've picked up.
The only thing odd I picked up were them crystals.
And you said you saw them explode, two of the trapeze artists, before, that you can recall.
Right. That's
What
one of
were
my
they
first
doing?
days here. They dropped it. I had to buy a new tent.
Where did they buy this new tent from?
I don't know where.
What did it look like?
City.
Give me a little bit more description. Paved roads, muddy roads, big town, little town, weather.
Short people. Lots of short people.
Lots of tents and things along that line, manner.
Oh yeah, they bought a tent, so yeah. There's lots of tents.
I mean, in the town. Did it seem like it was made up of less constructed buildings?
Yeah. Don't really remember. Not gonna lie to you. Lots of short people though.
Was it a very bustling place?
Yeah, there's lots of them.
Were they gnomes or
Yeah, I'm thinking gnomes.
halflings?
I have a hard time telling the difference sometimes. But
Gnomes have a kind of more round head.
Right, right. Heads were pretty round. They did have round heads, yeah. But in a different
Alright.
shape.
Crowley makes note of this, nodding to Artyom.
Artyom is racist against gnomes, got it.
It's like describing the difference between a crocodile and an alligator, like how their noses are shaped.
Frickin', I will
More
break down
round.
the biology for you.
Like it's great,
should
but
have
I
that
don't remember which one
conversation.
has the round nose.
Right. The
Yeah,
conversation
will,
with Ian.
Yeah, Crowley will move around.
Hey.
Did you ever have any guests
Crocagator.
that your ringmaster was received or visitors?
None that I was privy to.
You have any contacts here in the city? Town? New Kyrie?
He just shakes his head no.
They had nobody they were meeting, nobody that they knew were working for the same people.
I'm not that guy.
Unfortunately not. But you're the only guy we've got.
You've at least seen the children going through the dragon skeleton, correct?
Yeah, I saw him come out. I saw him go in one side, not the other. Yeah.
And certainly you've seen one of the others standing near. What would they do?
They had this thing. They typically hire some dumbass from the town itself. Just watch around, make things seem kosher, seem legit.
What does that mean?
What does what mean?
Kosher. This is very close to your name, Kosher. I'm just saying.
Make sure everything's good to go.
Ah. I see.
Gravy, baby.
Storm
Did you ever see where these children were being taken to when they were removed from the tent?
Nah.
What it looked like on the other side of the tent, perhaps?
The one place I did see is dark. That's all I could see. Couldn't see anybody. Tried to get a peek out one time. Got hit for that one, I did.
It was dark.
Yeah.
Another
Pitch
knowing.
black.
Yeah, he's gonna nod again. Out of curiosity, how many children would you say you've seen go through that dragon skeleton? You don't have to give me an exact number. Just guess.
Sort of a defeated look up. Dozens. Dozens and dozens.
And when you would have these shows, important question here, and the crystals that you help put out, they would kind of charge up and pop.
Right.
During each show, how many times would they pop?
Twice. 3 times. 3. 3 times.
Are you sure? Every time, 3 times? Never 4?
Maybe 3 times from the times I remember.
Yeah,
All right.
Crowley's behind the chair and he's nodding to Artyom like, it checks.
Always coming back to where they started.
Right, well, that was the whole ruse, right? You have the outer tent. Everything seems kosher from the outside.
So the outer tent stays where it is. Just the inner tent teleports.
That's right.
And did you ever see any trolls or goblins or anything like that? Aside from your trapeze artists coming from outside the tent, or seeing them from inside the tent?
No, I didn't look outside. I got what good for just looking to the darkness, so no.
And I never heard your bosses communicating with anyone that wasn't part of the circus.
Never heard anything really. Had him, but he would leave in between the pops every time.
Both pops?
Both pops.
Map trails, what we've considered.
He has communication with those in
Okay.
the second location.
Well, what else?
What'd you do with my Rex? You just tell me that.
I turned him into a kitten and threw him into a pack of trolls and goblins. At which case he turned back into a Rex.
She'll be alright.
This dude's like the fucking guy from Return of the Jedi crying over fucking
Hey, that was a creature, okay? Anyway. Do you have any memento of your Rex? A scale, claw, or anything?
No. She kept all those. She liked them much.
What did you call her?
Go to Betty.
Betty the Rex.
the two-headed Rex.
Our two-headed. This is very important. The Rex or the two-headed Rex?
They're more than. Wait, what?
She had two heads.
Both called Betty.
What
Why?
did you feed the Rex?
Meat.
Children.
Lots
What
of
kind
it.
Did you feed it?
Do what?
What kind of meat did you feed it?
They bring me big slabs of meat. That's what I fed it.
You don't know where they came from?
Nah.
To be fair, I don't think.
You say
children
big
would
slabs of
big
meat.
slabs of meat.
How big would you say?
About deer size, I suppose.
Deer? Okay.
Not goat?
Yeah, big ass
Sorry.
kid.
We had to buy. I tried goats before. It's just too small for two heads. They fight.
All right. And in between these shows, you have no memory of going from city to city.
Right, I got some, but not a lot. It was never like we were on the roads. It's not how we traveled.
How did you travel?
Instantly.
So you would teleport, whether inside the tent or outside the tent, whenever you need to go to another town.
Right.
All right. Do you know where you teleported to New Cairo yet?
I'll be right with you here. I didn't know where I was until you just told me the name of it.
All right. When you came into the town, do you remember anything about entering the town?
Sort of shakes his head.
Okay.
I mean, all right. We appear outside the city. It's like being real drunk, right? I remember seeing the city. I remember walking up. Boss man talked to a couple of them. Let us right in. Set up shop. In the tent.
I understand. Do you remember entering any other city? Just times, perhaps. Maybe a city that might have big towers in it with a lot of small people.
Can't remember what they look like.
Okay.
Wait, has anybody tried to detect magic on him?
Nope.
Our team has used dispel magic, but nobody has detected magic. No.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, have you ever tried to escape from these people that you can recall?
After a while, you just quit trying to run.
So you did try to run then.
I tried to run away from Stormreach. Landed me back there every time. A lot of people that I owed money.
What kind of people did you owe money there? Who sold you?
Bunch of drug lord types.
Do you have a name we could talk to?
Stormreach?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you want to
Can you? Yes, I'd like the name.
make a persuasion check for that one.
10.
Right. Well, you see, them selling me off was the best they could do for me. I was actually really kind of them. Not much about giving out names of criminals to cops.
Crowley's gonna rest a hand on his shoulder. We're not cops, and anything you tell us will remain between us. You can tell us the name.
Have a real big feeling that it's not just gonna stay in between us.
We're not concerned with their other criminal activities.
Yes, and you know, to be fair, we could just kill you, and I could ask your corpse. But I'm being very nice at this moment. And his hand kind of squeezes on his shoulder. Give me the name.
Roll an intimidation check.
Can you use guidance on an intimidation check? Can I get
Use guidance on intimidation.
I
Can-
could have.
can-
Yeah.
Can
Can I
give-
bow up behind him and be like,
can I-
yeah, give us the name?
Can I give him advantage by saying I can only heal you so much before these people are done with you?
Sure. And roll with advantage.
25.
25. Problem with that threat there is I'll be dead either way. But I suppose dead men don't have need for secrets.
And you misunderstand. We can bring you back and kill you again.
You think they can't?
They'll take a lot longer to get here.
Albus.
In any case, that won't happen if you just tell us what we need to know. Obviously, you're a victim here as much as other people are. I don't care about your past. I just need to know how we can stop this from happening in the future.
Was that Alvis or Albus?
Albus.
Like Dumbledore?
Not Dumbledore, Silverthorn.
Did they? Did
So-
this Elvis have dealings with these people before you, or?
Not that I'm aware.
A spirit is going to appear on this guy's shoulder and crawl up and just like run into his mouth and heal him for
That's fucking terrible.
yeah, 12 HP.
That's weird.
Nyah, 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 nyah.
Yeah, he's just moving his mouth after the weird sensation of the
freaking
spirit crawling into his mouth.
Spirit probably was just like, whoop, die. Some Evil Dead nonsense.
Oh my goodness. Well, okay, so you have had the big mind whammy put on you. These children, you've seen dozens of them go through. Lots of them come out, some of them not come out. Can you think of anything that is in common with the children who are taken and the ones that come out? They only human?
Not all human. Some halfling. Or gnomes. One of the two. Maybe both. Oh. Half elves, elves.
Specific ages, maybe?
I mean, I don't really know the ages, but they look... Can't even remember all the ones that go through and go missing.
Is it random?
To me. Seems like they just need kids.
All right. I understand. Do you have anything to say about your time that you think would be useful for people who might be able to convince others to have a more lenient sentence in place upon you?
His eyes flash over to Bashar. I think my story's written.
Probably so. Anything you can tell us that you think might help right the wrongs that you've taken part in? Anything at all. These are kids.
They always came back with more of them crystals.
Which ones? The ones that explode?
Right.
They use them for anything outside of the act?
I don't know what they use them for.
They just had them.
But boss man always came back with more. Children
Do you know-
out, crystals in.
Do you know what happened to all of these crystals whenever he was bringing them back?
Nah. Boss man disappeared a lot. Disappeared with those crystals too.
Was he
So
getting
do you
them?
do you feel like he was getting them from Shadow Place and then taking them to the second place?
Maybe.
Did you ever see him with crystals outside of a show?
Sorry. Boxed me in the ear one time. You have to speak up a little bit louder.
Did you ever see your boss with the crystals outside of a show, like in between different shows?
I mean, he had some of them pretty much all the time. I think always careful with them, but he's trading them off, sending them somewhere. We never had like a stockpile or anything.
Did he
But-
get them during the first stop or the second? When that blinked.
The first stop, he'd bring them in.
Yes.
I understand. And did he ever take them with him on the second stop?
I never saw the second stop.
All right.
That was always when I was handling Betty.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, it is a useful piece of information that I appreciate you sharing with us. Is there anything you can tell us about the other members of the carnival, the puppeteer and the bearded elves?
Evil, the lot of them.
Did they ever do anything particularly vile in your presence?
Yeah, sure, they beat the shit out of me a lot.
Just for fun?
Yeah.
Were there any others that were humanoid, that weren't goblins or fiends or along those lines?
Well, I mean, a lot you saw was the only people I knew. The only other ones were the two goblins, or the four. Used to be four. Four
Goblins
goblins.
into bearded people.
Right.
And the ringmaster, that was it.
Ringmaster.
And the
Puppet master.
puppet guy, yeah.
Right.
There was nobody else.
I'm just gonna kind of turn towards Melgrim and Gorum and just start grinning.
I mean, oh, there was. Yeah, there's a couple of hired fellas he got.
Heads from where?
I think he got them. I think he got them when he got me.
Stormreach.
Yeah,
Tired, not bought.
I think so. They seem to just be just as big as assholes as the others.
Did they get? Ooh. Did they get beaten on as well?
No, I got treated better. I just look at them whenever I was getting my shit kicked in. They just watch.
Fair enough. Did they seem to ever get paid, or I mean, did they just get treated better all around? Or they come and go as they pleased?
I don't remember. They did get to help every time they would help. They would leave the tent when we popped.
All right, it's something. Okay. I am going to send a mental message to Kaushik. Kaushik, you got a pretty good look at those goblins, right?
Did I?
Yeah, you zoomed in on one to shoot their hand off.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay, yeah.
I'd say you got a pretty good look at them.
Used my eye zoom. Yeah.
Enhance.
Your eye zoom? What?
The
Okay.
binoculars.
Okay, this could be interesting. All right. There's Do you have anything else? Please rack your brain, because this might be the only time we can talk.
Told you what I know.
Don't sound so defeated. You could come out of this yet.
Right. Right.
What'd you do in Zindrik and Stormreach before you were to rack up such a horrible debt?
Drugs. Lots of them. Gambling. Lots of it. It's just a bit of a cycle I got myself into.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I think those are all the questions that I need as for now. Maybe we'll think of more and can come back and ask you. Think of anything we might have missed in case we see you again.
I'll send you a letter.
Yeah, I'll take a step back, kind of smile at that. Anyone else have any questions?
Shall we go ahead and examine some doodads?
Indeed, I think we've asked what we have for now.
Gorham and Melgrim, as you're sort of standing there, you two side by side as normal. He looks at you two and cracks a slight smile. He says, "Oh, don't feel bad, fellas," and takes his hands and lifts up his shirt, and you see a large serrated bite mark across his lower abdomen. He says, "She got me once too."
She had a hell of a bite. Yeah.
Hey.
Like, yep. Even as a kitten, she has pretty sharp teeth.
Damn it.
Who knows? Maybe she beat those trolls.
I'll tell you what. If we happen to go to where your T-Rex is, I'll try to make sure she's okay. You can at least have my word on that.
Side eye.
Very well. With the interrogation coming to a close, Bashar Yassin beckons, says, are we done here then? That posture
I would
was
say
killing my
so.
back.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
It would seem so.
No, that was just my interrogation. It's time for the rest of you guys to do your interrogation.
One-on-ones.
Each-
Oh, I thought we
each
were.
person turn.
I thought we were doing good cop, bad cop. My bad.
Stop, back
No, okay.
down, Jones. I got a few questions. I'm just kidding.
Right. He leads you down the hallway to what the equivalent of an evidence locker. Everything that you guys are looking for, though, is now out on this table. Several of the crystals are out still in the case. Case is closed. Like very large table, and this thing is put in the middle of the table. And then the 3 brass things with the crystal in them as well is there.
You say 3.
I'm sorry, 4. That was my miscount.
Pause.
This is my
Hold up.
my miscount.
May I?
Gesturing at the crystals.
But of course, that is what we are here for.
And step forward, set the little receipt printer down, run the cable, plug it into my armor, flip out the scanner, pop on the goggles, and cast Identify.
He's watching you do this with just sort of this chuckle, amused, like he sits there and laughs a little bit and says, "It is quite a setup that you have.
Detail is important.
Well, my magics are internal." He brings out his hands in a sudden quick motion. You can just see yellow arcane energy tracing around in just sort of a rectangle. And then he closes his hand together like a puff of smoke going up.
Let me do the same thing with my magic. With my magic
What?
color.
Why?
I wanna flex on him. Let me do a bigger rectangle.
I was doing the 1 instant cast I have of Identify, so that won't be a 10-minute process.
Okay. Your printer starts going off, and you read it off, and you're identifying what first?
The crystals. The ones from the briefcase thing.
The one from the briefcase. Okay. He does the same thing alongside of you. Bashar does. Important to know, as you open them up, they are these ambered color crystals. These are slightly glowing and like pulsating when you do. You cast Identify on them. They are Sybaris crystals, is what the initial reading comes out to. Your paper keeps printing though, as it continues to print and you continue to read. You get odd arcane signatures throughout, like hints of like divine signatures coming through, like divine magics coming through from them. And as you're reading through this, you're seem to be normal Sybaris crystals. However, they contain something. And as you identify each of them and the group of them, each of these contains a soul.
Oh my god.
And that is where we'll end this week's episode.
Hey!
Son of a bitch.
Hey, so we're gonna hit you with a big soul trap.
What would you think if we eat one?
All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you're still sticking around with us, that's all we got. A follow and a resub. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate the support. That puts us to the 91 on Twitch, I do believe. Means that we're 9 away from 100. If you have not yet, drop a follow. Help us to get to 100. That's our next goal.
I'm so surprised that Bashir, or what was his name?
Bashar Yassin.
Bashar Yassin. I'm so surprised he managed to get through an entire episode without farting.
Right. Right. Anyways, we are Hard Knock Dice. Thank you guys again for tuning in. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Mondays we do the Ghosts of Saltmarsh campaign, DM'd by this guy right over here. And then on Wednesdays we do Tavern Talks, where we do various and sundry D&D things. We make maps, we talk, we play D&D related video games, we talk about D&D stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff that Tavern Talks has turned into. Much more than talks now. And on Saturdays we do this.
And the coolest thing that we do is raid after our streams.
That is one of the not the coolest. That's
one of the cooler things.
That's a pretty cool thing.
It's just something.
It's pretty
I was
cool
just
of
trying
us to do. I appreciate it. All right, but we will raid someone in just a moment. Thank you guys again so much. Hope you enjoyed it. And let's look at our raid here. Let's see who we got going on. You know what? I was watching this person last night. I do some session planning, so we're gonna raid Brizzy Voices.
It's your boy Brizzy.
So we're gonna go ahead and it's girl.
It's your girl Brizzy.
Ready up. Let's get ready. Let's get it ready. Show her some love. Show her some follows. Thank you guys so much. Much love. See you guys next time. And I also forgot that there was a timer on this thing, but next time, guys. Bye bye.
Not just me.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, I got a piece so bad.
She's got a lot of viewers.
I gotta start getting my stuff together, so I'm going to hop off and then I'll be back in on my phone with my Bluetooth earbuds in. So give me just one sec, guys.
Will you?